Oh dear, I think I know what this is. You see, Stan, as you get older, things that you used to like start looking and sounding like shit. And things that seemed shitty as a child don't seem as shitty. With you, somehow the wires have gotten crossed and everything looks and sounds like shit to you. It's a condition called being a cynical asshole.
Oh no.
Yes. And there's no known cure, I'm afraid. Everything just seems shitty and everyone starts to seem shitty and everything they say.
It stinks. It stinks. It stinks.
Yes, Mr. Sherman, everything stinks.
There's something really interesting with this character that I find fascinating, which is that he genuinely really does just want to do the right thing. But everywhere he goes, whether it's a new town or a new bar, people just kind of give him a hard time and they rag on him despite the fact that he has great intentions. I'm curious if that's comparable to this sort of world, this culture of toxic fandom, where like if you make a movie, especially if you make a superhero movie, like you have great intentions, but there are always going to be a small yet vocal group of people there can kind of just be toxic.
I understand what you're saying, but when it comes to fans, it is a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have. And people are going to be upset because, especially when you're talking about books or games, because you're never going to be the exact person who they had in their head or who they played on Witcher 3, for example. I don't necessarily consider that toxic. I just consider that passionate.
He claims to be the property of an Obi-Wan Kenobi. Is he a relative of yours? Do you know who he's talking about?
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan.
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 Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan?
Now that's a name I've not heard in a long time. A long time.
Liar!
Hello and good evening, everyone. This is again another episode of Saturday Night Sith. Hope you enjoyed that little bit of intros that I grabbed and threw together. You gotta especially love a little bit of some Kenobi name dropping there, especially that was put together from I grabbed from Raging Rhino's channel. Jump on over to there to I've been rewatching it because it's just freaking hilarious. But jump on over to his channel. It's in the description too if you need the links, and I'll drop it in the chat. But you know, he's got it there. Anyways, I'm the Fractured Filter, your host, and with me as always, Jay Hitman. How are you tonight, sir?
I'm just surviving, trying technical difficulties, trying to figure these
aside.
out. Yeah, aside from that, just ready to jump into just what a stupid week. Just so much stupid going on this week down the pipe that I can't wait to get into.
As always. You're never without content, right?
Oh man, no. I mean, you're really not. So I'm excited to get into all the stuff that we have planned to get into tonight.
And Daviasio, welcome again as always. How are you tonight, sir?
Pretty swell.
Glad to hear.
You know, 9 years is a pretty long time, I'd say. It's almost a decade.
Except with that sort of with the way the brilliant
He's an old man,
Guinness acted out that role, it shows more than just not like 7 to 9 years or whatever. It shows that was really a great gap of time before he has ever heard that phrase, that name again.
He's a senile old man. What are you talking about?
Of course he is. Well, now that time has flown by for everything, a bunch of little extra tidbits has dropped after a Star Wars Celebration. We've got some. Although I'm really shocked, and I saw some people taking up arms about this of the trailers that were shown and only allowed to see there. I saw some people were taking up some tiffs about that. Which on the one hand, I understand it sucks that if you couldn't make it and then you're locked out from being able to see it. At the same time, I get what they're doing. They're certainly making it an enticing thing. So,
well, for what they charge, they better entice them a little bit. My goodness.
So, I mean, last I knew, probably a lot of those trailers that I know, Daviasio, that you were throwing to me, I'm guessing were probably removed by now, especially for like Ahsoka and stuff like that.
Which one? The Mandalorian one?
There was the Mandalorian one, and I think Ahsoka as well was one of those that was kind of behind the paywall.
There was even another Bad Batch one.
Oh, there was another one.
Yeah, there's an extended one.
Because I know we have one that I figured we could go over tonight. That was in our Discord chat that we have. But I just wasn't sure.
If it's the Bad Batch 2, you're not missing anything.
You're missing a lot, bro. It's
trash. Were you about to say trash?
Gunji, man. Commander Kobe's back.
Ugh.
Not knows Youngling. I don't know his name. The prick Youngling.
Rather thumb my butthole intensively than
Good
watch
Lord.
that trailer.
You watched the first season.
I'm sorry. Hold on. You know what? I apologize. It's a kid's show. We gotta keep it PG. No thumb in your butthole, kids. It's not good.
It's not right.
It's just nasty.
Jenny, I'm sorry.
Well, what do we have? Let's see what there's.
Well, I mean, like I said, we certainly have plenty to go over, and I feel like for some of it all, plenty of people have been going over Disney and their bullshit hypocrisy and stuff like that. I'm a little tired of it myself personally. So I was certainly kind of on the mindset of let's just kind of dive into some other articles and stuff that had cropped up, and I thought this was kind of. I did put this in our Discord. I'll bring it up right now. It's kind of funny that this has already dropped, considering some of the reactions going on with the Kenobi show. It's certainly a mixed bag.
Oh, are you talking about the season 2?
Yeah.
I'm surprised by that.
Yeah, because they were talking about it being basically a limited series.
Yeah.
Right. I remember though that there would be the potential if it quote did well. That's still left to be seen, right? Because I mean, it's still they haven't put out. Yeah, it's halfway through. We haven't gotten the full season yet.
I don't think it should get a second season. If I'm being honest.
No, it definitely shouldn't.
Maybe continue the characters in there, but don't.
Who would you continue? What characters would you continue?
Inquisitors, just make them better.
I mean, they probably should have done.
The best one is off screen right now, I think. Also, the fifth brother. Grand Inquisitor and fifth brother are the best ones.
52nd brother? 52nd brother?
Or continue the story of the path with the newest episode with Quinlan Voss. That could have been an obvious setup for continuation.
Hail back at you, the Sentinel. Welcome to the shows, brother. Thanks for coming in. They really needed to kind of establish, I think, the Inquisitors a little bit better, especially with the TV show end. You're right.
Not a lot of people watch Rebels. I'm going to be honest.
Not a lot of people watch Rebels, but also not a lot of people read the comic books that they were probably more featured in.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of them. I mean, I got what I needed out of the Rebels, and that was a bunch of goofy lightsabers and helicopter lightsabers and shit like that.
If they don't do that, if they don't fly in the show in Kenobi, I'm gonna be pissed.
God,
what did he just say?
Are you legitimately looking forward to them helicoptering around, or you just?
I can't.
There's no hope for you.
Like,
You guys gotta find the fun in some of this. Come on.
it's painful to, like, I think having a colonoscopy not sedated is more enjoyable than watching this Inquisitor fly with his lightsaber.
Well, I mean, they've already got enough going on. They don't.
You know, I just want to throw
Kenobi,
this out here.
They don't need to throw in the flying Inquisitor.
Yeah, we can only hope that they don't. I do have a question though. So I was watching, not that I'm not religious about it, but I saw a video by Star Wars Theory, and he was talking about, like, he was calling out people that were. I want to be politically correct, but it was about the Grand Inquisitor dying. He's like, well, that race has 2 stomachs, so he's probably not dead.
Yeah, Daviasio pointed that out.
Did you point that out?
He did. When I brought it up in our Discord, like, he's got 2 stomachs. I'm like,
okay, I must have missed that, because if it has anything to do with Rebels, then I'm just honestly I just don't. But
considering you
2 stomachs.
Well, considering you still have a lightsaber that's being thrusted into someone's, abdomen, that would be cutting through what they would have for a spinal cord and cauterizing it and just messing up their insides completely. 1 or 2 stomachs, that ain't gonna save you from the lightsaber.
This is where I lost it, because he was like, "Yeah, we'll have 2 stomachs, and if Maul, can get cut in half, that's why spinal cord."
Yeah, and again, that was why he shouldn't have been brought back to begin with. That's why it only was fine when they had it as like a what if sort of thing. That's the thing. That's the whole problem with Filoni bringing back freaking Maul. That they shouldn't have never done that.
I saw it.
Dark side hatred aside, it's like, no. Even then, he was trained, but only so far with his training. They didn't want him a complete Sith.
I saw a tweet earlier today that, like, George himself specifically said that he didn't want Maul to ever come back, and that's why he basically severed him in half.
He cut him in half.
Did you? Yeah. Did you see that tweet?
No,
but he brought him back.
Huh?
But then George Lucas brought him back himself.
Don't think he brought him back.
He was the head director of that entire show.
Of Rebels or what?
No,
Clone Wars.
Listen,
season
I need evidence.
The whole
of
thing
this.
is the whole thing. There's behind the scenes stuff of
that he brought him back. He brought him back.
Yeah,
highly suspect. I don't believe it.
That show was his.
Why would you say? I literally want this guy cut in half because I don't want him to be brought back, and then he brought him back. It makes no sense. Unless Filoni brought him back, now that makes sense. Filoni was like,
could have suggested it, and George Lucas had final say on the show on Clone Wars.
Listen, he should have. Oh, is this it? Let me read this here. I'm gonna share this. This is it. Stig of Kern, one of my favorite guys to follow.
Where is it?
Are you
Who's
sharing
faster?
your screen?
Yeah, me. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do it.
Or did you drop it in the private? Oh, no.
Well, I'm gonna do both, but I'm gonna see if I can't share it here.
I'm just trying to find the old video of Maul and stuff.
All right, let's see. All right, here we go. Old Stig of Kryn, Kenobi Stig. Wasn't supposed to come back. Filoni lied and claimed Lucas was all for it, like he always does when cornered. Lucas, on the other hand, says otherwise. This is from an Empire article.
How old is it?
What a wimpy villain next to Darth Vader. I wanted something that revealed a little more understanding of what an apprentice is, because this is obviously where this is going, where this is all going. At one point, when Obi-Wan kills Darth Maul, he just fell in the pit. I looked at it and thought, this isn't going to work, because if people like him enough, they're going to want him to come back, and they're going to assume somehow he gets out of it. So I had to cut him in half to say that this guy's gone. He's history. He ain't coming back. I'll come up with another apprentice. The whole issue of having apprentices for Darth Sidious. The whole issue for apprentices for poor Darth Sidious, poor Sheev, always trying to find another one. And then you have another link here.
Yeah, it was just Script Trooper. He was just pretty much saying it was dumb.
Oh, another reason from Script Trooper. Yeah, another reason I don't like the fact that Darth Maul lived is every time they bring someone back and you point out how it doesn't make sense or is dumb, people say, yeah, but Darth Maul came back and he got cut in half, which was pretty dumb. Yeah, and that's always been my point of contention with the whole Dark Empire arc, reviving as much as great as Sheev is.
Dude should stay dead.
Yeah, he just should have stayed dead. It was an unnecessary thing. So yeah, that is what it is. And yeah, this is the thing. You're gonna have both sides of these camps. I've seen it where they've provided a lot of the information that at this point in time, Lucas was pretty much checked out working on other projects while kind of left the management and stuff up to Filoni. And then that's how we got some of these changes that we've gotten. And yes, I've gotten into some discussion with a buddy of mine, Das Morto. He's talked about that same thing of having background and stuff like that, the production videos and everything. So one side says he's lying, the other says not. You take what information you can and draw your own conclusion. I am probably more than likely to take the side of, yeah, he's been caught with his hands in a cookie jar too many times, Filoni. So it wouldn't surprise me that this was just his own executive decision, moved forward with it, and they took care of it like that. So, but that's like it is. That's me being a cynical asshole and looking at it like that. So we got the Sentinel in here. It's amazing how much of Filoni's DNA is in the Disney Star Wars today. Yeah, because he's been on a lot of the productions, giving them he's creative director. Yeah, and that's how we get a lot of the story group bullshit. Oh, and I do have another thing. And then he goes on, and it all goes back to the changes he started making in canon in 2008. Yeah, they killed the story group that was originally created with the Clone Wars that was surrounded like Tartakovsky's Clone Wars cartoon, which all these people were heavily involved with. Karen Travis with the Mandalorians and the clones and stuff like that, until she got the boot, thanks to Filoni and his killing of the whole Mandalorian culture and turning it into what he did.
Eviscerated it.
Come on.
Yes, he says Lucas was heavily involved in Red Tails at the time. He couldn't watch Dave like a hawk. A lot of crap got past him, and that's what people will say is that, yeah, he was a little distracted. Things slip by, and that can happen. And I wish I could find it.
I feel like Maul is a pretty big thing to slip by, though.
But once it gets done, how do you suddenly give it the axe again? It unfortunately carries forward because it's already called. Oh, hey, guess what? We revived him. Wait, what? And then they have this whole story arc with him too. But then at the same time, just
he should remain dead.
It's the whole what I've been hearing a lot of people saying. It's like, nobody ever stays dead. Nobody's ever truly gone, right?
Yeah, Luke said that. Remember? In the
exactly. Yeah. The freaking Last Jedi, and it's been made true.
I mean, if Luke got cut in half, if his spinal cord was completely severed, I would, and then somebody made the argument like, oh, just throw him in the back to tank, he'll be fine. I think that's what Star Wars Theory said, or something ridiculous like that.
It's to everything in Star Wars, back to tank.
Yeah, it's like, just throw him in the back to tank, he'll be fine. Like, I don't think back to tank works like that.
I think you make wrong.
Well, that's why they brought it, they bastardized the Night Sisters and made it the spooky witch magic that brought him back to his somewhat full state.
Are you talking about his spider legs?
Well, after his spider legs, when he got more like kind of roboid legs.
When he got General Grievous legs look like.
Basically, yeah. Sentinel again coming in. Katie Lucas, George's daughter, was writing on the show at the time. She caught Dave in a lie about the cyborg Darth Maul. That's the video I'm talking about. I wish I could dig that up. Dave tried to claim he came up with it in a bubble, but Katie said it came from Expanded Universe. Exactly.
I saw that video. Yeah.
And that's that's part of what a lot of people point to is going, see, he's pulled some bullshit. It's part of what he does. So
very true.
I mean,
I like the guy. Okay,
he's a shyster.
He's made Star Wars.
Don't you dare say
it. Careful with
Don't you dare.
I already said it. What you gonna do?
Just
kick me off the show. Do it. Then,
yeah,
do
I'm
it.
I'm removing him right now.
Go for it.
I mean, you do technically have the power to do it.
Someone made this. Were they talking about this on Open Air, the Spacing last night, where somebody was like, Filoni's made Star Wars better? No, it wasn't on the Spacing. It was Star Wars. Who's Star Wars Theory's friend that he does his podcast
Josh,
with?
Okay, Nerds.
I'm only assuming that this guy's Josh, but I made a tweet about this, and I'm not, like I said, I don't have anything personally against Star Wars Theory. We just differ in our opinions. But this guy, if he was doing this podcast with his friend, he said, we're just so blessed to have Dave and all of his like creative, shows and things that he's doing. This isn't verbatim, but he definitely said we're blessed to have Dave and his creative mind and everything he's doing with the anthologies and Bad Batch and all this, that. And I about lost my mind. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, you literally just say this. We're blessed to have.
No,
Dave.
yeah. He said, he's a big Dave Filoni stan.
Did you? Okay, so you saw this guy? Like you?
No, yeah, I watched I listened to their podcast. They do Nerd Theory.
Yeah, I immediately went to Twitter and was like, literally. Yeah. I can't.
Okay. Yeah.
Also, fun fact, like somebody last night was saying that Dave Filoni just wants to literally be Ahsoka, and I laughed very hard.
I think I saw that in the chat. Yes,
yeah,
they were.
He literally just wants to embody Ahsoka.
No, I think it goes to your own the perverted mind of him putting himself in Anakin's position and wanting to bump uglies with Ahsoka.
Listen, there wasn't anything pervert. Like I'm not perverted. I was just proving the point that, I'm pretty positive that Anakin and Ahsoka were knocking the old Jedi boots.
What? That's not. One's a child.
Listen, you can say what you want, dude. Say what you want. Am I crazy?
Yeah,
how old was Padme?
Thanks again, Sentinel. For here we go.
We begin.
This idea with the cables shooting out and then the pieces flying of the battle droids and all that was from George.
Well, yeah, how he made the legs in the original version, it was that they scavenged battle droids that were laying around after the battle, and then I thought,
well, we actually, I hate to say this, I hate to bring it up, but we got those legs from
jumps in.
Yeah, absolutely, we did. Yeah, we brought up an image of the chicken leg.
You see where he was going to go with it at first until she jumps in on it.
They were too fine.
Yeah.
They were too good looking.
They're looking the same. I don't know what they're talking about. Whatever. Like in the show, it looks the same as the ones from.
No, that's what. But he was trying to say. It was just going to be all them, from what they were deciding with the battle droid legs and stuff like that.
Oh,
and then that's when she jumped in and said, "Remember, it's from the EU. We got it from the EU." So she was making that point very clear was that they got it from the expanded universe. And so that's where
Filoni was saying, "Oh yeah, no, I came up with it."
Yep. Exactly. Just flips on a dime.
When he's called out.
Mm-hmm.
What do you, here?
As you say, Hitman, shyster.
Oh God, he is. You ever wonder what?
I started adopting a lot of your lingo, like dog water, shyster. I mean, I've known these words and these phrases and stuff but now it's just getting more into my own.
It's funny. I was listening to Laura's OG Star Wars for Coffee chat, and I'd posted. We were talking about how Deborah Chow, I think, claims that she read the book, and
Oh,
and
actually, yeah,
whatnot.
I actually, I have that. That was one of the things I did want to discuss. 'Cause
Oh, definitely.
I'll never shy away from the of getting to discuss the Kenobi book.
Ugh. You haven't pulled that, yeah. But I posted in the
go
chat.
on, sorry.
Well, no, and then one of the fight scenes, I was like, it reminded me of this like a rock crushing plant in the Mojave Desert, and I had said like it's just the most dog water scene ever, and she read it, and it was just kind of funny because she's like dog water. She's like questioning what dog water was. I was like, it's dog water, OG.
What's funny too is the other YouTube Young Rippa. He's used that term a few times as well, calling things dog water. I'm like, dude, this is great. I know it's not from us. I know it's not from us, but I just love hearing other people just kind of saying that now.
I got it because I was playing. What was I playing? Probably I think Call of Duty, and this like 7-year-old said I was dog water, and I started like looking up what dog water was. I was like, I'm just gonna start using the word dog water. No, but what's funny about this article is I don't know if we should clip. I should try to clip it from her coffee chat. But it was funny because I had posted like Deborah Chow said that she claimed that she had read this, and I was like, well, there's no pictures or stick figures in the Kenobi book, so I wonder what she read.
Yeah, I was watching back her coffee chat because I didn't get to catch it live. So yeah, I saw some of your comments in there. That was pretty funny.
I was like, it makes no sense. It boggles my mind.
No, I agree. I agree. So yeah, John Jackson Miller on Twitter here, he was saying Obi-Wan Kenobi director Deborah Chow told Mashable she read my Kenobi book to get a sense of what the character was feeling during the earliest part of his exile, and that advised the tone of the series. Very kind words here, which I greatly appreciate. And that's where certainly I think we went over an article where we went over that article, didn't we?
I can't remember.
I almost wanted to say we did, but
well, this one the one that OG did was like he was going like I think back and forth.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't remember if we did this or not.
I feel like we did. At least we talked about it, and we were kind of curious. Oh, what this might mean for the show. But I could be wrong. I could be misremembering things. But I mean, even just going off of this really quick, it's just kind of
even if you did, like I question like what you like. One, I question does she know how to read? Does she literally know how to read? That's the first thing.
You know, I think so, but. You know,
the second thing.
I think it was more. I would think more than anything, it was more just kind of trying to get some clout off of a really well written book of Kenobi, like he says here, you know, earliest days of his exile. Because I mean, it's like if there was any semblance of that, they took that and then ramped it up to 11 and turned him into the most like depressed. No hope having character when we know that's not usually how these things have ended. There's at least that, especially with like Revenge of the Sith or even Empire Strikes Back, both of those movies especially did end with that sliver of hope at the end that you know things would get better at some point, or there'd be something that would bring him back.
To say that she read it, she read it and she took nothing from the book. That's option one.
Right.
Or she read the book and she is claiming that she followed the book to the best she can, or to the best of her abilities. There's no comparison between the book and like I don't know if we've made this argument in the past. It's like this is 10 years. This is 10 years after the fact. And then who was it? Was it OG or Raging Rhino? One of the two was like how does he not know that Vader is alive? Or I guess what was Raging Rhino? It was, I don't know, maybe it was OG. It was like somebody from it's like the writer didn't know. He questioned whether or not Obi-Wan knew.
Actually, funny thing is, because I was making this point when we watched the first 2 episodes of Kenobi, how is it that, you know, you could have Vader not go unseen or whatever, especially within the HoloNet, the Empire's HoloNet and stuff like that, where, you know, you'd probably hear news. And guess what? Our boy Dave Filoni. So StarWars.com does this is, I guess, about the Ghost Crew. Because OG Star Wars had posted, why do people think the Empire kept Vader secret like some sort of myth? Because this is from Stephen Wayne. Because Star Wars, quote, expert David Filoni said so. So does the Ghost Crew know that Darth Vader exists? Have they heard of him? Dave Filoni says, that's another thing you battle all the time. There's a popular thought among fans that people all know who this guy is. Why would they? I don't think people on Coruscant really care or know that Palpatine is a Sith Lord. Well, no, they probably don't about that, because he's just the Emperor to them. He's not he's not beyond that. But a lot of them wouldn't really know what that means. Many of them would say, well, the trains are running on time. Everyone's doing well. That's in his favor. Vader is a known person to some, but to very few, I think. He's known of in whispers. The Imperials know about him, but a lot of them haven't met him. He's not military. He's more the fanatical wing of the Empire. One reason I believe he's not well known is the fact that if you encounter him, you usually don't survive. Usually, if you mess up severely, yes, you don't survive. You only get usually one chance and one chance only.
Right.
But then, what was funny? Hang on, let me get the next one. This was from Wild Katarn. He's always got some, always drops some bit. In canon, several attempts on Vader's life were made just post Revenge of the Sith, when several members of the Imperial hierarchy didn't understand who or what Vader was. Palpatine had to introduce Vader to them all and explain Vader's place and has absolute authority. I believe this is like from the early Vader comics too.
Yeah, it's the Soul comics, the Charles Souls comic. This is
Palpatine introducing. This is Lord Vader. He speaks with my voice. A command from him is as a command from me. Pass this information down to your men. All must understand. And that's even what they was even introduced in the New Hope. I think like the book and stuff like that too, which was written by George Lucas.
How come
he was the known shock trooper for the Emperor. He was the known man, the guy with the next absolute power.
He's the Sith enforcer, basically. How come Tarkin still gave him orders?
I think that was again kind of a mutual understanding between the two. Okay. They kind of had an understanding. They respected because
they knew each other in the Clone Wars.
And then there's
oh crap.
Demetra read the Kenobi novel and then did the exact opposite. Yes,
literally.
Do any of you guys know Sentinel Wars?
I've followed him on Twitter. I've talked to him a few times. Last time in the Spacings chat, and I brought him in. I told him that we were going to be doing this, so just kind of, I've been just trying to circulate the word.
There you go, expand.
Yeah,
I was just curious.
Shilling the old show around.
There you go. That comic, right after that scene that pops up right there. These people attempted on his life, and then he just force chokes like I think 3 or 4 different random people.
Right.
Pretty cool.
And then also like the Inquisitors at some point tried messing with him, and then he just lopped he just in a sparring, he's like, oh, done.
He just annihilates everyone.
Yeah.
There's also a cool scene in the comic. You can read that.
Yeah. Again, Sentinel. People across the galaxy know that Darth Vader exists and are all terrified of him because they have this thing called the HoloNet, and the HoloNet is like the news around the galaxy. Yeah, that's been what I've expressed.
My explanation for that with Kenobi though is that like he's staying away from anything. Like all he does is go to work, leave work, doesn't talk to anyone, feeds his EOP, gets on it, goes home.
Her name's Rue.
Luke. Actually, in canon, it's Annie, or it's Kin Annie. So, suck it.
It's Rue. It's Rue.
Well, and this is like he point. I mean, even out in the outer rim, they get news. And I see
Yeah.
your point of Obi-Wan avoiding everything, but at the same time, he's going to have to keep up on certain news, because if he's the one, but I mean, like it is, Luke doesn't matter anymore. Right? But originally, that's the whole point. He needs to know what's going on out there in the galaxy so he can make sure he's protecting Luke to the best of his ability. So yes, he would have to keep informed. That would be very un-Jedi-like, or even, to his military side of when he was a general, un-general-like, of not knowing, being kept up and abreast of the situation of what's going on out there.
And he threw that life away.
It's very out of character. It's very out of character for him. Because he'd still have to know what's going on so he can be ready. If he has to do anything to protect Luke in a moment's notice, especially if it does happen to be Vader happens along to Tatooine or anything, or like these Inquisitors on Tatooine.
I do understand the gripe that he wouldn't be able to protect Luke. If anyone came after Luke, like at the state he's in Episode 1, he wouldn't be able to protect Luke. He would lose Luke. Something would happen. So it's his own fault. Like, he's not training like he should be. How the show is presenting is he just cut himself off from everything. He's just a hermit. He's the better version of Luke from Episode 8.
Well, that's the problem, yeah. Because when you read the Kenobi book, like, he wasn't like that. Yeah, he was wary, but he still like did stuff, and he wasn't this depressed, sad.
Like,
yeah, like, and that's
well, and this is kind of what one of the points I wanted to bring up too was the in Rebels the holocron message that Obi-Wan put out, which kind of contradicts his mindset even in this. And so I'm going to play that really quick.
This is Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. I regret to report that both our Jedi Order and the Republic have fallen, with the dark shadow of the Empire rising to take their place. This message is a warning and a reminder for any surviving Jedi. Trust in the Force. Do not return to the temple. That time has passed, and our future is uncertain. We will each be challenged. Our trust, our faith, our friendships. But we must persevere, and in time, a new hope will emerge. May the Force be with you, always.
All right, I have an argument for that right now. Ready?
Okay, let's hear it.
He made that before he found out Anakin was the one who did everything.
I understand that, but I don't see how that changes his mindset on going forward, especially when he knows what there is for the hope of the galaxy.
He lost all hope when he had to kill. He thinks he killed Anakin, so he had to kill his brother. He lost Padme. He lost everything. So that's my explanation. Awfully quiet.
I feel like I went blue in the face last time going over this. So, I mean, just to kind of reiterate, he's been a Jedi for his whole life. He knows how to adjust for the situations.
Anakin is different.
I understand that, but at the same time, he still has that training. It's it's innate in him. It's been his life, yes, and yeah, he's gotten it essentially taken away to a degree, but he still got snapped out of it, especially by Yoda when he found out the truth, and it was very abruptly put to him. He's lost. You have to move forward, or else we will be completely done for.
Have I said that? I just real quick, I just want to interject. Have I told everybody that Marge is my new future ex-wife? I just want to put that out there. But continue.
I believe you made that point.
Oh, okay.
At least I might have seen it. I might have seen you say it on Twitter, but
I don't think you made it on air before. You definitely made
she's my future ex-wife.
Well, I can't say I blame you.
Fair point.
Good pick. You just have to make sure she doesn't have kill orders in her head. They want to kill you.
Yeah, man. Order 66.
Isn't that like what normal wives have though in their head?
Yeah.
All the time.
I don't know. I'm not married.
I mean,
I've never been either, so I don't have to worry about it.
I was. She's 12 feet under.
Wait, what?
To like just
Going
to
on.
to this point, like the problem, like I guess I just have grasp in this is that it's not. So it's gonna. You've got two arguments, and we're not gonna convince one side.
No, we're basically hitting our heads against the wall.
yeah,
for sure.
There's no way.
And I understand that.
But it's just this, for Deborah Chow to have read, to claim that you read the book, you're either, and I know we're talking about something different, but I'm just going to tie this all together. So to claim that, like, yeah, I read the book, you're saying, well, yeah, like I read the book because, whatever, I'm making this show. But to read the book and to not take anything from the book, knowing that it's canon, and then to create this show, and it's contradictory to like the established character, like, it was established that yes, Obi-Wan was struggling through, Order 66 and losing his friends. And this was, what, fractured this like 3 years after, was Obi-Wan took place like 3 years after 66?
The Obi-Wan book?
Yeah,
Show.
Kenobi book. Kenobi
book is like a year and
a
little bit of into a year after his.
Okay, because Last of the Jedi is
exile. Yeah,
Last of the Jedi is after that. Okay, so, but yes, he's had his struggles, and he's fighting that. He's dealing with that. The book fleshes out when he's trying, talking with Qui-Gon or talking to Qui-Gon. I you should say, but this Obi-Wan that's in this show is just it's like almost like they bastardized him. They have deconstructed him like and we'll get as we watch the show, but like it's painful to watch because it's like Obi-Wan would not act like this in my mind after reading the book and whatnot. So
well, and that's kind of like why I played that clip at the beginning of Henry Cavill talking about fans and what we have our own expectations of what we would see from this character, and we can draw all that from what we can. I mean, yeah, we're all gonna think we're right on this matter in some
for sure
or another.
Oh, yeah.
But how can you take the stance that like this show's good, this show's on point, this show is 100% true to canon? Like, how can you make that argument? Because I'm sitting here about to throw my head out this window. What did you just say?
I feel like I've made it like 4 times.
Not very well.
Oh.
you
I mean, not very well to you guys, but like other people I talk to, they love it.
Are they Disney shills? Are they children of the mouse? Do they think that Dave Filoni is a god?
I don't think they know Dave Filoni is, if I'm being honest. But some people don't. Some people do. Not a lot of people know that Dave Filoni is, if I'm being honest. Or a lot of the other people I know or talk to about it. Also, Deborah Chow, I wouldn't like say Deborah Chow is the one who's like doing everything with Kenobi, because like there's also the writers.
I don't.
Just, like,
I don't.
Directing.
Yeah, I was gonna. With this whole thing, I don't put the singular blame on one person for this whole thing, because
I put it on the writer.
I put it as the whole LucasFilm. They're all taking part. There's all their different people that, and I was. My point is, like, there could be anybody saying something about, what, this is kind of straying too far from what the character is known to be. Maybe we need to kind of rein it in. And yeah, maybe they should have also reined in those writers a little bit better than what they had. I saw multiple writers on the when I looked at the IMDb list. At least I saw multiple. So
I'm just looking on Google right now, and it says just Joey Harold. I know it went through multiple rewrites. It was one show, then they canned the whole script and redid the whole thing. I know they did that. And then
there you see more problems right there.
Even
right?
in
Go ahead.
People say that well, because I've heard people put the blame on Ewan, and they're like, well, and then the Disney shows will come to the defense, like, well, executive producers have nothing to do with the story. Like, you are correct that they don't have a direct influence in the writing, but the actor himself, who's an executive producer, could be like, no, like I'm not going to have any part in this because it's dog water and it's contradictory to everything the character is. Huh?
Executive producers have
not with the writing.
Not with the writing, but like with their character and whatever they want to happen in the story.
Writing, though. So I think he wants to be ashamed of himself.
Well, and you know
for
that
letting this thing go, like even being like, oh god, like
see
that
certainly became my point too. Is like with you know, we had Mark Hamill who was vocal very much so with his mistreatment of his character and everything, and how he saw it was a misrepresentation. It wasn't the real Luke Skywalker. You know, he said he was the first one that started the whole Jake Skywalker, not my Skywalker thing.
Right.
So, you know, I was all on board with that and everything, but at the same time when I started thinking, I was like, wait a minute, you know, dude, you are supposedly a big piece of this puzzle. You could have just as easily have been like, you know what, if you're not going to listen to my input on my character and stuff like that I've had this experience with, I've talked with George about it too.
Right.
I'm out. And he could have, you know, done a real power play and done just that. Same with you. And who are they going to replace? I mean, we had an article not too long ago about Kathleen Kennedy supposedly not going to be recasting people for Star Wars. So, you know, how much more of a big power play could you have than going, all right, you know what, if you're not going to respect these characters like you supposedly were intending to do, then we're out.
Well, then
I'm out, or whoever.
Yeah, it comes down to selling out, like old WWF, you know, selling out to the company or falling in line with the company.
It's left up to a lot of players in this game that they all had this choice to continue along with it or get out, and they all chose to go along with it. So, you know, they're just as responsible for this shit show as, you know, as a Deborah Chow or a Kathleen Kennedy or stuff like that.
Each side can nitpick. Nitpicking is one thing, like, and I can live with nitpicking, but when you start breaking continuity, that's where I have an issue with it. And this show has done nothing but break continuity, and that's the problem I have with it. So many different levels.
Well, that was another thing that I found was, well, and you know, here's another little thing was like I brought up before, the Vader Tarkin conversation that they had.
He is here
on the Death Star
Obi-Wan
about
Kenobi.
Obi-Wan.
What makes you think so? A tremor in the Force. The last time I felt it was in the presence of my old master.
Surely he must be dead by now.
Don't underestimate the Force.
The Jedi are extinct. Their fire has gone out of the universe. You, my friend, are all that's left of their religion. Yes.
We have an emergency alert in detention block AA.
So that conversation too, to me, is what says it all. That he has not made an appearance to anybody within the Empire for quite some time, and the first time that they're hearing about it in a long time is right then and there.
Yeah,
it says that because look at what's happened in the last couple of episodes for Kenobi, and anyway, his face got blasted across basically the Empire, got blasted across all these bounty boards. His face is out there. He's known.
That's only on that planet, though. No
was it, or was it within the Empire too? Because they were also showing it in his name was all over the place when they were discussing it at the Inquisitor's headquarters and stuff too.
The one that, like, the bounty was only on that planet because they said no transmissions go in and out of Dio.
Okay, so for just that bounty board, then okay, but then I'm still speaking within the Empire. So his name never reached or circulated that much through. Even up to the high ranks of Grand Moff Tarkin. I mean, just from again his impressions alone, it's been a much greater span of time than just, you know, the 7 to 9 years gap. So
I got nothing.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. You know, I'm just trying to provide my evidence to why I see it as very lore breaking, and why you know
I
this
think
whole.
The show
Well, I'm
10 years after.
What's that?
I don't think the show should have taken place 10 years after, probably like 5 years or something after, like Revenge
so
of
kind
the Sith,
of
but
the
not 10 years.
Jedi Fallen Order timeline.
Yeah.
Or maybe here's a novel idea. Maybe just follow the novel and do that timeline.
Wow.
Or take
that's what I've been saying for the longest time too.
Or even take the Last of the Jedi timeline approach. Like both stories are amazing stories. you know, and I get that there's always going to be that bias part, you know, in it, but from like establishing a legit story, you know, that's not going to break continuity. Like, it's just so frustrating because you had the blueprint, you had the template. There's no excuse under the sun that you can give that will excuse this dog water ass show that they pulled out of their septic tank minds and produced. Like, there's nothing you can say that will justify. There's just too many. Like, watching this, like, how can you watch this show and then watch A New Hope and it makes sense? There's so many things. There's so much continuity that is broken just within the show. When you watch A New Hope, it's how's it going to make any sense?
Well, you know, that's what I sometimes try. I try and kind of
which leads you to believe that they are going to retcon the original trilogy. Mark my words. Multiple people are saying.
Yeah, I've been of that mind for a while now. It's like it's either going to happen or I'd be amazed.
Let me just ask this question. Let me ask this question because this is the argument that just. And I was talking to OG Star Wars about this specific argument because I got into this argument with somebody at a local store. I'm going to protect the person I was talking to, but if Leia met Obi-Wan when she was 10, would she not remember Obi-Wan when she sends the message?
Well, the argument has become that she's only, quote, heard his name as Ben. And then that gets referenced that when Luke bursts into the room saving her from the prison cell, he says Ben Kenobi. And then people have been interpreting that like she recognizes the Ben name versus
didn't she know
versus
that,
this is recognizing Kenobi. Oh, that Kenobi.
I was pretty sure, and we'll have to go back and watch episode 3, but I was almost sure that like Leia in the show knows his name as Obi-Wan, not like Ben, yes, but also Obi-Wan. I could be mistaken, but I thought that was something that was brought up. But regardless, like you're telling me that you wouldn't remember somebody that saved your life when you were 10 years old, running around like, you know, a heathen.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
No, I'm just saying, like, so, like, you're not going to remember. So you're not going to remember somebody 10 years, you know, somebody that saved you 10 years ago. And so, but here's the issue that I have because this is the one argument that everybody uses is like, well, because they didn't implicitly say, like, so when, you know, Vader and Obi-Wan on the Death Star, where he says, I've been waiting for you, Obi-Wan. The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master, right? Yeah. So, and then this is what irritated me about Star Wars theory. He's like, and I sent this on Twitter. He's like, basically, now we have to have another fight because
we're going to get another fight.
For sure. But Star Wars theory was saying, well, now we have to have another one because it's going to break canon. And Obi-Wan's going to have to dust him pretty good for it to, or something like that. And it's like, so we have to have 2 fights on top of the 2 fights that have only been a thing for it to break continuity. Like it doesn't make any sense. And OG had posted stuff like evidence that like it was indirectly implied that Mustafar was their last fight, and Anakin was the learner during the fight. Like it's so like to say that they have to have 2 more fights.
That's gonna be kind of the point when we get to this 3rd episode.
And it wasn't even a fight. Whoever said like to have like 2 fights, like this wasn't even a fight, guy. This was like
a slaughter.
Like, he might as well have just cried. Just got in the fetal position.
Obi-Wan as a Padawan learner didn't take as much abuse from Maul as he did from Vader.
No. No, like, and again, it's a kid's show. We gotta, you know, for the kids, we gotta remain politically correct. But like, and we'll get into this when I'm sure we watch the trailer. But like, it's what fight? Like this was a fight?
No, they're apparently ramping up for they're gonna do the final episode, I think, with the big final epic clash.
But who does who? Does Obi-Wan does Vader again?
Yeah.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid. It makes zero sense.
Well, it brings up some problems too, because it's called Palpatine wasn't training him for 10 plus years to make him still feel like he hadn't learned anything, that he was just a mere apprentice still. I mean, Sheev, with his tactical mind and everything, he wouldn't want Vader to be weak. He wants him to not necessarily betray him too quickly. He wants him to thirst for power, absolutely, because that's the Sith way, the rule of two. The master embodies the power, and the apprentice craves it.
Actually, you can't be telling that to somebody who is a Disney fan because they're not going to know what you're saying. So, can you elaborate a little bit more on it?
It's just basically that's what the rule of two is. It's meant to be basically a power structure. The master is, of course, meant to be all powerful and then all knowledgeable of their information to then pass it down to the apprentice, and the apprentice is, going to be trained however the master deems it, like we saw with certainly with Plagueis and how he trained Sidious, always withholding information and making him thirst for more. The thing is too is like, you have to look at it. Palpatine made a big claim. We're gonna find the secrets to immortality, resurrection, or whatever. I don't know at all, but we'll find it out together for sure. So he has to supply a good amount of training and information for him to be able to, feel like Vader, to have Vader still feel like he's getting something out of this deal.
Right.
So, yeah. Anywho, so let's see. Sentinel Palpatine showing him some stuff, but just enough to increase his power without threatening his own. Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to say.
I keep missing stuff. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
We're basically just asking the question, like, how is this even a fight scene?
We'll get to it when we're doing the
watch party.
Of it. So do we want to go over the one little Bad Batch trailer that they had, the official thing, and give some thoughts, or are we just kind of wanting to jump right into the show?
I kind of want to just jump into the show and tear it apart, but we can do the Bad Batch 2 trailer if you want.
Whatever works best for you guys. I know I'll love it either way.
Spoken a true supporter of the mouse.
Hell yeah. You know me.
Well, and I'm not trying to. I want to hear this different side of the whole thing. That's kind of what I find the fun of all this.
Oh, for sure.
And hey, if we get into a bit of a sparring match, that's all the more entertainment for anybody that's watching.
And we guarantee you, for those that listen, it will be better than the fight scene that you saw in episode 3. Or lack thereof.
Let's just check this out really quick. I haven't watched it, so I have no idea. I haven't even watched the first season of the Bad Batch, so I'm gonna be probably completely lost on all this.
If you make me watch Rebels, you're definitely gonna watch Bad Batch.
I think you should watch Bad Batch. You might like it.
Buy it from whom?
I love the no volume.
I can't tell if they're trying to make him like Rambo or something or what.
He's supposed to be based off Rambo. His design is. Are we supposed to be able to hear it too, or?
Oh, are you guys not able to hear it?
No.
Nothing.
Oh, thanks for telling me. I totally.
No, I thought you knew.
I thought you knew. I said it once already, and then you just.
Oh, you did? I was hearing the show, so I didn't.
I mean, you're not missing much, but I mean, you can turn the volume on.
Sorry, my bad. I boomer. Wait, yeah, sure. Oh, I didn't do it in the right tab. My bad. All right, tell me this time. Oh, sorry, you did tell me. You did. I just didn't hear it. All right, but shout out again.
Like 3 times.
Can you hear it now?
I can hear it now.
Okay, good.
Buy your freedom. You can have a future.
I got some sick armor this time around.
Isn't that what you're after?
It's yellow.
We're already free.
Clearly, you're not paying attention to what's happening out there.
It is time for a new era. There are others out there who need our help.
Is that a bunch of commandos? What the fuck?
Yeah. Commanders train the stormtroopers, the two troopers.
We'll take all the allies we can get.
Cody again. Gunji. The Gunji. Now this is pod racing.
Let's get to work.
Rex. September, the end of September, I think it's when it comes out.
September.
Yeah, the end.
Is Andor supposed to be next after Obi-Wan?
Yep. In August.
I can only see that show as being a little less offensive than Obi-Wan, but only.
I don't know. It's
What do you, Star Wars stuff aside, what do you think of the animation? Does it look pretty good? Like,
no.
Visually, does the show look good?
I mean, from the shots that I saw just now, I mean, yeah, some of it looked like some good fluid animation here and there, but
Gears of War is better.
Dude, that's a completely different styles, and they're continuing
Listen,
their whole Clone Wars style of the show. So
Tomatoes,
it's worked for them.
tomatoes.
Why not? So
Potatoes.
I mean, I think a lot of people would prefer a little more, a realistic styling than the kind of weird blockiness. But it works for them if it's what they got to do, they got to do. So. It still weirds me out seeing Wookiees with lightsabers.
What, there wasn't a Wookiee Jedi in the Legend?
There was one, and it was meant to be a real rarity, but with Disney Star Wars, they seem to have nothing but Wookiees with lightsabers now.
There's only one.
There's some in the High Republic.
Oh, there is? Oh, I don't care about the High Republic.
Unfortunately, yes. What? But it's part of the canon.
How dare you?
If they haven't made a show about it or anything, I don't want to read a comic. No, gross.
What? I thought you guys read nothing but comics.
Not. I'll read
You're very selective.
Later, and yeah, I'm very selective, right? Not everything's golden over there at Disney.
Golden showers.
Trilogy?
Oof.
I do like a lot of things, just not everything.
Dude, can we talk about real quick? Has it been confirmed whether JEJ reprised his role or not? Because I saw.
Oh, James Earl Jones.
Oh,
yeah.
So I got the screenshot one of
it says re-speecher. Is that what?
Yeah.
Re-speecher?
So it could either be him and they could just do some editing to his voice, or it's legit just recreated.
AI.
That didn't sound like him, but again, I know he's
a younger version of him. I think it sounded like
like a pre what? Yeah,
it sounded like that far, or like maybe Revenge of the Sith. Like it sounded like really like a youthful version of James Earl Jones compared to Rogue One, where he sounds like pretty, old.
Yeah, so I had taken the screen capture of the end credits. It said James Earl Jones has the voice of Darth Vader. It wasn't like they said anything else, but they wouldn't. I don't know if they wouldn't admit that. And then, from that cloney boy, he said, "Did you know the Obi-Wan Kenobi series used the same technology to bring Vader's voice back to his prime as the Book of Boba Fett did for Luke?" And it showed the little re-speecher. So I'm honestly on the fence, or I'm not on the fence. I'm on the side of they probably just used the AI to clean up
I'm pretty sure they used his actual voice, and they just.
It wouldn't surprise me at this point that they just said, "Nah, screw it. We'll do somebody with the voice dialogue, but then we will do the whole re-speecher stuff and dub over it."
Like what they do with Mark Hamill, where they bring him on the set of.
Yeah.
And then they just completely CGI him out.
Exactly. So it wouldn't surprise me because I've heard. Yeah, it just wouldn't surprise, and it just this technology irks me to hell.
I liked it though.
It just didn't sound like him.
I don't like.
Makes me. leads me to believe that they didn't reprise, like he didn't reprise his role. And like in somebody was posting on Twitter, like he's 91 years old, so like good on him, like good on you, mate. Like go enjoy your retirement. But still, like if he could have came back and done it and they didn't, then that's kind of crappy. And I don't put it past Disney. Like they live in the mud.
Well, I look at what was already done. They used an actor and then, you know, they tried to basically bring back the corpse of yeah. Oh God, why am I forgetting his name now? The actor that played Tarkin.
Peter Cushing.
Cushing, yes. They and they did it with a young Leia. I think the technology is creepy as hell. I don't like this idea that they could just, you know,
bring back,
try and simulate people and actors and stuff like that. It's like, no, let them have their rest, either in retirement or in death. For God's sakes, it's just getting it's just morbid.
You don't think they did a good job with Cushing?
No, that one's uncanny as hell. It does not look right.
They did what they could trying to hide it with the shadows and stuff of the scenes, but it was still very uncanny valley. And then especially when you got to Leia at the end of Rogue One, oh my God. I almost thought of it as her coked up version in the holiday special. Like it was that glassy look in the eyes and everything. You're like, oh my God.
The eyes are so hard to get right in CGI. It's funny. Eyes in the
it's a tough thing, but that's just my whole feelings on all of it. It just comes off as creepy as hell.
They should just recast. Like I don't think they should have done what they did with Luke. They should have had like Sebastian Stan. He looked perfect. Like he would have been great. I don't get why they have such a irk about recasting.
Yeah. So
Alden Ehrenreich did not do anything wrong.
Nobody ever said he did. A lot of people were just like, he doesn't look. It was like he doesn't have the look enough and maybe the voice to match Harrison Ford. But
yeah, but if you watch
but it was just more of like it was that whole movie that whole production went through hell just to make it. So that's kind of what at least I saw a lot of people pointing to was called, you know, this thing went through development hell.
Mm-hmm.
And this story wasn't it was very meh. And it was mainly what hit it was the backlash of Last Jedi.
Yep. I'm posting something in the private chat because I'm trying so hard not to laugh right now. This is the greatest thing I've seen probably all day.
It's clear. You need a great story.
All right, hang on,
I'll bring it. All right, I'll be right back again. But yeah, that's hilarious. And that's not sarcasm, I mean it.
It's clear we need great storytelling more than ever, like you did with the sequels.
Man, I wish I had that clip I sent you about how it was the guy that looked like Obi-Wan is like, it's ironic that Uncle Owen could roast others but not save himself from getting roasted, and then they played the part of it. It's just his body just molded, just smoking.
Yep.
Great.
That's funny. The Sentinel, thank you very much for hanging out with us. Appreciate it, dude. He says here, Hayden is 6'1". There's no way he was put on 5-inch lifts and still expected him to lightsaber duel in the suit. I know they've shown the behind the scenes photo of him, and I'll assume some of it made it into the show, but according to the leaks, and they've been 99% accurate, the only time we see Hayden as Vader is when the mask is off and he's in burn makeup.
That brings up that brings up a good point, because I've heard that argument, because like David Prowse was 6. What was he? Was he 6'3"? 6? How tall was he?
I don't know exactly.
Like there was definitely height difference between Hayden and David Prowse, but
6'6".
Was it 6'6"?
I just looked it up here. Yep.
Good night.
6'6".
Yeah.
He could have been a giant in WWE.
Give Andre the Giant ring for his money.
He's tall.
But yeah, he was definitely much taller than what Hayden needed.
So is he saying, is that the reason why they didn't duel, because he would have needed?
Well, he's saying that there was Sentinel was saying that there was no way with like the 5-inch lifts that he would have been able to properly duel Kenobi in those fights.
He can't even properly duel in that scene to begin with, though, whether he was on stilts or not.
Did you guys know that there's a third person that they have, like?
Yeah, we know. That's what we were saying. Yeah.
Okay.
Because the only time that we've seen him so far is this been him in the burnt makeup.
Mm-hmm. Well, no. Hayden's there like when there's certain scenes where there is
when he's like I think standing around and maybe talking and stuff like that, but it's not him when he's doing the fight.
Like there's a scene where it kind of sounds like you can hear Hayden a bit in Vader's voice. I don't know if they did it on purpose.
That might have been done on purpose to kind of do that whole mix over thing,
like what they did in Rebels.
Yeah, like they did in Rebels.
Because
when his mask got broken open.
When we watch it, I'll point out it kind of sounds like
there's a stuntman who's been in the other Disney Plus shows who's 6'6". His name was mentioned in the leaks.
Yeah. Sentinels.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's though. Like they said he is. I don't know though. I don't know if he actually is playing Vader though. There's no like official confirmation of that. I don't think yet. Or probably ever will be. Because they want to play it as Hayden is the only one in the suit.
Okay, so I'm getting this set up. Where is that darn video file? I probably should have been grabbing this to begin with, but since I wasn't sure when we were going to get to it, so I was
might as well just get it over with, because this is so hard to watch.
We'll rip the Band-Aid off, and I'll just skip ahead to so yeah, what we did last week, for anybody listening, we did the little watch party. I was pausing it, but this time we're just going to let it play all the way through. I'm going to be starting it right as the Kenobi symbol will be fading off, or right as it flips off. So and then let's get to Sentinel really quick before we
from the Reddit. Yeah, that guy. I'm not gonna try to pronounce that.
So from the Reddit leak, Demetrius Bistrovetsky.
Yeah,
I probably butchered that still, but that was my best. Plays Darth Vader when he's quote primarily standing around, being a Sith Lord, looking menacing. And then Tom O'Connell did the sword fights. Hayden. Whoa.
That's annoying. Did the sword fights. Hayden played Darth Vader in the back to tank, or when the mask of Darth Vader is removed, and in flashbacks. Which apparently this next episode is supposed to be heavy on the flashbacks.
Okay, there we go. Sorry, I forgot my own thing of turning off, muting my.
I read it out for you. Don't worry, buddy.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And then he says, yeah, Demetrius Bistrovetsky is 6'6", and Tom O'Connell is 6'4". Man, I'm about 6'2", 6'3", and I'm feeling short.
Yeah, I'm 5'9", so yeah.
Okay, is everyone in the general chat for this?
Yes, and muted.
I'm always muted.
I was the only goofball that wasn't.
I thought it was me for a minute because I pulled up general chat.
All right. And let me know if you guys can't hear this or not, but I'm pretty sure it should be all A-OK. So let's go. All right, we're watching this.
In a world divided by fear, we're going in on Kenobi. I can't hear it.
Can you hear now?
No.
Can't?
No. It's like a bad Verizon commercial.
Is it is there anything going on?
It was Yeah, I had it's showing on mine that it was.
Yeah, it's silent.
It's playing, but yeah, it's silent.
And it's not deadly.
Yeah.
That was deadly.
No.
I didn't. That's the thing. I didn't change anything. Did I do it in the gaming channel or the general chat last time?
I don't remember which one you did. Hold on. I gotta go back to Chrome. Voice.
So you guys can't hear this at all?
Mm-mm.
You're in it. You're got it selected for the video.
Yeah. Mute, unmute, options, stream volume, 100%. I can faintly hear it if it's at 100%. Now I can hear it. All right.
Now you can hear it?
Yeah. Can you hear it, Hitman?
Very, very faintly.
Go to the 3 dots on options and then turn your stream volume all the way up and see if that helps.
Okay. All right, play it.
All right.
Okay, yeah.
All right, cool. Right now we're looking at Vader. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can hear it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Obi-Wan's about ready to pray.
You're my enemy.
Why did that line get cut off? I wonder.
Huh?
That line, I do not fear the dark side as you, and then it just gets cut
as
off.
you do.
Looks nice.
Was it as? It's funny. I was watching the.
Okay, like this. Oh, this.
Well, it's funny.
I love this.
Apparently, this suit of Vader's. I was listening to the Friday Night Tights show last night, and it's a Gundam. He was going over this whole suit is basically an amalgamation of bunch of different versions of Vader. Like it even is like his Return of the Jedi gloves and armoring and a different plate for the chest. Empire Strikes Back, I think, like helmet and stuff. I don't know. It was a bunch of different things. This suit is just made up of a bunch of different things.
Why?
I don't know.
Homage to everything.
Key jangling.
This.
You don't
Mount
like
Doom.
Yeah.
All right.
Throw it into the fire. Do it.
Are you able to turn it up on your side a little bit more?
It's up all the way now. I'm just still trying to be able to hear you guys.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
The sister. Suck a fart.
This is where you need subtitles on, man.
So you failed me all those other times. You failed me this other time, but I'm gonna let you go this time. It's okay.
You're right there. Oh, you missed him. It's
You missed the Canadian right there.
Up, down.
There it is.
Up.
Dramatic music playing.
You can turn it down
Dramatic.
a bit now. So you can hear us. If the subtitles are on, it's fine by me. Because then you can read the words and you can still kind of hear them, whatever. So what do you guys think of the explanation of the Force?
I've always preferred.
What are you talking
I've always
about?
preferred the explanation of the Force that Obi-Wan gives in A New Hope. That's where I've stood with it.
Yeah. I think this explanation kind of reflects him in the show.
Script Trooper has described this whole show as just porn parody quality.
Well, let's stick to our own stuff right now. Because I agree, I don't disagree with him, but
Just so bad. It's like turn on the light when you're scared.
when did he become proficient in fixing droids?
I don't know.
Well, Anakin, hello.
Well, Anakin, yes, but not Obi-Wan.
Anakin
Obi-Wan didn't like droids. He didn't like.
Anakin
He
helped
didn't
him.
even like flying.
Yeah.
This is true.
He's like, no, R4,
Maybe
nothing too
that's how he
fancy.
spent his time in the cave, Just fixing droids.
But he didn't want to interact with anybody, because, you know, being a cantina to see a HoloNet. But he learned enough to repair a droid.
Bet your bottom dollar he did.
I don't know. It's just gonna be, at least with me, like some of the cinematography in this just looks cheap and just looks off.
Everything
like,
about this show's cheap.
I like.
Well, no, it's like when, especially like the way it was kind of when it moves around in a moment when it around this droids and stuff. Like, I feel like The Mandalorian had better production value than this show does.
It's an R5 unit. Do you think it's the same one?
R4, is that you?
Yeah, Obi-Wan preferred riding animals towards instead of being in a fighter or speeder, while then Anakin was much more comfortable with droids and speeders and stuff like that.
Not wrong, not wrong. Did what's his name say that?
Yeah, the Sentinel.
Okay.
And now we have to the right the Mojave Desert, the mountain range. I mean, this kind of looks like California, no? I would assume.
I think it is.
Actually, no, it definitely is California because that's where they shot.
Yeah, and OG Star Wars. She was confirming it too. I forgot what part she said exactly.
Yeah, because I was joking around and I said the fight scene looked like something like behind a rock crushing plant in the Mojave Desert. And she's like, yeah, actually, I live 2 hours away or close to that.
From where that place is.
Yeah. She's like, oh yeah, I live two hours away from this rock crushing plant where they fought.
Funny.
This is like the most low budget thing ever, right here.
Well, it's just meant to be a vision, right?
For sure. It's just
like, supposed to be seeing Anakin off in the distance the way he remembered him.
Yeah. I didn't even notice it was Hayden the first time. I had to go back and watch it.
You didn't?
No, I couldn't tell. I was like, is that the Grand Inquisitor? What's going on? And then it was like, oh, it's Hayden. Okay. I got even more excited. Just want to see him as Anakin, man. Come on.
I don't know. I'm just going to talk broadly on this aspect. To me, the whole soundtrack for this show just comes off as kind of bland and kind of typical. It doesn't really spark what the old stuff has brought about, and even like original stuff like Republic Commando, which is an amazing soundtrack. I love that one. That's one of my favorites.
I'll hear it when I play the game.
Doesn't have the same tunes that'll really stick out and grab you, you know?
Was that a metal detector that she just went through?
It kind of looked like it, right?
It's like you compare this to The Mandalorian, and The Mandalorian definitely has more Star Wars-y music. But I think it's because they used a Marvel composer for this show.
Oh, God.
So is it...
that was their mistake right there.
Does the fifth brother look like he's more powerful in the Force than like the rest of the Inquisitors?
Yeah.
Or is it just me?
He is supposed to be a whole chain of command, yeah, for the Inquisitors.
He's supposed to be next. Well, in the Rebels, when the Grand Inquisitor dies, he takes over.
Yeah, he takes over.
The fifth brother?
Yeah.
And who's this? She looks like a Jedi from the Council.
I don't know who she is. I think she's like the fourth sister or something.
How many is it like 52 sisters and brothers?
I think you're doing the number 52. This is the second time you said it.
Wow, there's so many.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
Is that Wong from Doctor Strange?
No, that's a Han from Fast and Furious.
Oh, I thought it was Wong.
Daviasio pointed that out before.
I don't remember. It looks like Wong.
His name in Fast and Furious is Han Solo.
How dare you? And so this is very like you have 3 probes that you're going to shoot out, or is it because she read the manifest and she knew exactly like
trying to narrow it down to 3 planets.
No, I think that's it. Yeah. She read the manifest.
I believe that's what she pointed out. Yeah,
Yeah.
reading a minute.
And
So
also-
the other Inquisitor is the 4th sister.
I was right.
So even though I'm going to be giving the story, you're going to completely take charge, and I'm going to be the one to fuck it all up.
Whoa, dude. Kid show.
Oh, sorry.
Kid
Freak
show.
it all up.
What the heckin' frick, dude?
Freaking hell.
Whoa, dude. Hell's a bad word. HLE double hockey sticks. Come on. You guys know who plays this guy?
I can only say easily Zach Braff because
Yeah.
I have the IMDb up right now. I didn't even know that was him until somebody mentioned it on Twitter.
That was Seth Rogen.
I didn't know it was him.
It would have
until
been
he
more
posted it.
obnoxious if it was Seth Rogen.
Like, he posted it on Instagram of him behind the scenes doing this scene. We can kind of hear an echo, I think, through your thing.
Really?
Yeah. I can hear an echo of the show. I guess I can check if it's coming from you. I can't tell.
I'm gonna let the little girl lead me around. She's already max level at 10. It's amazing.
She has the Force. No. She hasn't discovered that for a long time.
By the way, who's protecting Luke right now?
I wonder what Luke is up to right now.
Padres.
It'd be great to find out, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be. Probably
Just to see what was going on.
Well, that's why they're
Yeah.
having it season 2. We're going to find out in season 2.
Season 2 is gonna be all about Luke? I hope not.
Doubtful. They don't like Luke.
Disney has.
Well, you know what? So I think Scoop Trooper was making this point. I don't know who one of the, but if he spent all this time with Leia, why not just train Leia as a Jedi?
Because he doesn't.
Yeah,
he
that's
has
a little-
powers, and also Star Wars is sexist. I don't know.
No, it's not. The Force is female.
The Force
That's
is
what the
female?
new narrative has been because George was just an evil misogynist.
Yeah. Well, Kathleen herself has said the Force
I
is
don't-
female,
I
so they
don't
can't be
care what she
sexist, and they're not racist.
Well, maybe they should.
Isn't this kind of funny? Isn't this kind of funny though, with how they supposedly talk about the Empire being so anti-alien? Yet here we have an alien that's totally on board.
They're
with
like,
them.
"Hey, Freck, how's it going? Good to see you."
Hey, bud, what's up?
That's such a terrible name, Frack.
So, are you telling me that these guys, like Obi-Wan's face, wasn't blown out across
No,
the
it
whole
wasn't.
galaxy?
Across the Empire?
No,
Empire.
not the Empire. Not at all. Just his name. I
So
think.
none of these Imperials would know his face or anything. They wouldn't have spread it because they want to capture him and everything.
I don't think they did like his face. I think they just did his name. and
They
then
had
that
the
was it.
bounce, but when they were on Dave,
But to be most effective to find him and locate him, they wouldn't give out a description.
That's why the probe droids are there to locate. Because it's just supposed to be hush hush.
So you're telling me the bounty hunters have more technology to get like somebody out versus the Empire?
Well, I mean, I explained with the Dio, nothing goes in and out of Dio. How they explained right when you get to Dio. So all those pictures there stayed there, and you leave, all the transmissions stay in that planet. What about Obi-Wan having a brother? Obi-2.
Gosh, so stupid.
No, it didn't happen. He wouldn't know anyways, considering he was like 6 months to a year old when taken into the Jedi.
It would be an older brother, wouldn't it? Not a
Really?
younger brother.
Obi-Wan, you're the one that name drops Leia? Come on, dude.
It was written like that.
He's the one that almost messes up the whole plan. It's like, come on.
He's rusty.
Couldn't
man.
keep the story straight at all.
Nice cover.
I mean, nice little cover up.
Get people emotional. I've never realized how emotionless stormtrooper helmets are. Like,
That's kind of the point.
Yeah.
it's between that and then them all supposed to be looking exactly the same.
Yeah, it's like
So it's like even
clone.
though you kill one, you still got a bunch of others that look the same coming at you.
Thanks,
It's like
Rick.
psychological tactics there.
Because like clone helmets, you could still like feel something, but like when you look at a stormtrooper, you just like
They're kind of the same to me. The only difference is a lot of them are also painted up. So
Yeah,
I
that's
guess they
like-
have that
yeah.
that person. Some of them can have a personal touch
Yeah.
if they wanted.
They have a
but even
personality.
that's just getting
She knows.
So Freck doesn't hear her call her them calling him Leia.
No, you got the California wind in the background.
Oh, okay. You're right.
I was gonna say how well would you be able to hear them from the front compartment like that, anyways? So.
I don't know.
Even I'm kind of understanding why he doesn't hear their whole conversation, and they're keeping in hushed voices. And however fast he's supposed to be going with the wind blowing and stuff, he's not gonna catch all of it.
Fair point. God, I'm just trying to be like you guys and nitpick it, but it's not working.
Good.
Live in your hate.
We're not in the good part yet. The good part is the third act.
What,
of
at the
episode.
checkpoint?
No, the third act of the episode when Vader shows up.
Oh, where they just recreate the Mustafar scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. When he screams, when Obi-Wan screams, it kind of sounds like Hayden screaming.
I tell you what,
just,
man.
like, overlaid it.
This gate would keep me out.
I've seen so many people post memes about this. Like,
Well, it's like it would have been one thing if he got back into the vehicle to take it for driving off, but he continues on foot. It's like,
You know
dude,
what's
you could have just gone
interesting?
around. You wasted time messing with the gate and shooting it and everything.
This is what's so fun. It's like they choose this species that they chose for Frick is like resembles a rat, and therefore he's a rat. Like figuratively.
I thought he looked more like a mole.
He is a mole.
He's a
What are you
rat.
talking about?
He's a rat. Mole rat. It's like a mole had sex with
So-
a rat.
So did Kenobi? I love this. I heard somebody put it this way. Did Kenobi delete his saved game, and that's why he's like down to level 1, and he can't do anything anymore?
Yeah. He's using a PS2.
I mean, why wouldn't he
Listen.
just? Why wouldn't he just mind trick?
I've only been to California one time,
Because
and
they would know he's a Jedi, right?
I feel like it's like, extremely hot to have your cowl on when it's been off this whole time.
Well, he wore it on Tatooine Desert
And when,
too.
and here's
So-
just something we'll dive into real quick. Since
Yeah, that
when
was
did he become so pro blaster?
He's tapping back into the Force. Is the show's explanation.
That's the dumbest argument ever. Tapping back.
Well,
into
okay,
the Force.
okay.
Like,
Now
you
here's
don't-
gonna be the thing. Here's gonna be the thing, though. He's gonna wipe out all these guys with this blaster and stuff, including that probe droid. And then when three troopers come up, he immediately just submits.
Yeah, but it was a female stormtrooper. That's why.
Well, yeah, they had to have him bow before
Yeah.
the female stormtrooper.
Yeah, that's why.
Got to keep up with the whole
But like if you had taken
intersectional
your
feminism crap.
your lightsaber.
You know what I
could've-
want to know? What happens to Frick after this? Like, what happens to him? Where does he go?
Oh, chopped in half.
Ugh.
He just gets knocked out, so
Okay.
he is seeming complicit or still with the Empire. So he's
Okay.
good. He's got
I forgot he gets knocked out.
Can we just?
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, it's an hour. It's the
Oh, yeah,
hour
yeah.
20 mark. So he
No.
got kicked. He got the kick.
We can't just.
And boom, dead. But seriously, why would he bother with this gate if they're going to continue on foot?
I don't know.
I got this from watching a critical drinker video, and like he said, characters are only as smart as the people writing them, and it's so
Yeah.
true because these, they all.
This also could be set design.
Oh, and look,
Come on.
nobody. He still holds his gun in the hand. They don't tell him to throw away his blaster or anything. It's just called.
So, like, an explanation for that would be like he has no advantage over them. He's dead to rights to them. The other ones, he wasn't dead to rights. He had like
He was
the element
he
of
was
surprise.
surrounded. There's a guy up in the tower that would have been that had an advantage. Hey, the high ground. He had the high ground on him.
Before Disney kicked me off our stream, like why? So why? What's the argument against using his lightsaber? Like I don't understand.
Because you got to.
It would be still. It'd be still to try and hide himself as not being a Jedi, and he kind of did that even in the last of the Jedi books, or at least in the beginning of the book.
Got him, dude. He got you with legend lore.
No, I mean, okay. So I mean, I see.
But he did pull out the saber pretty quick when he needed to, especially when it got really hairy.
Multiple times in times in the Kenobi.
But he didn't want to.
But he did use he was undercut. Like he did use like, for lack of a better term, the fire extinguisher to lift the lights off.
He can handle it with a blaster. Yeah, I don't know who she is.
Why didn't they just focus? They should have just focused on
my future ex-wife right there. Definitely
They should have just focused on the current Inquisitors that they had.
I
don't think they should have created new ones or anything like that.
Are these new?
Kept the ones that. Well, Reva's a new one.
Well,
she's the new one. I don't know about fourth sister. Fifth brother is known because of Rebels.
What happened to the sixth sister?
She doesn't exist.
Oh, how many sisters are there?
I don't know.
4 now.
Well, how many brothers are there?
It goes up to 9th. Oh, wait, no, there's 9 sisters. Sorry, 8th sister. There's 9 of each, I think.
Who's their mom?
They don't have one.
Oh.
Emperor. There you go.
They were former Jedi. They're just basically dark Jedi.
There's this cool scene in the comics.
But they're not Jedi though.
Yeah.
No, they're dark Jedi. That's what I said.
They're not dark Jedi. They're not even Jedi though. I thought that was the difference.
They're fallen Jedi. There you go.
They're not like supposed to.
No,
use the Force
they can still be considered, because that's what Jarek was. Jarek was a dark Jedi. He wasn't a Sith because he wasn't trained to be it. They had to still receive a certain level of training, and in that.
Does that make Vader
doctrine to be
Jedi?
Dude, I killed Jaden the other day, and it was the most glorious scene ever.
Let's see. 8th brother, 7th sister, 5th brother.
I think it goes 9 and 9. I'm not sure though.
I thought one was like the 13th sister.
I don't remember. There's more.
Is that Fallen Order?
That's a 3rd and 4th.
That character was better than Reva.
Yeah, she was. I got a feeling they're going on the same arc though. Like the exact same arc. Like the exact same.
Of what? What arc?
From bad to good to dead.
Probably.
Hashtag OG redemption arc. I think next episode we're gonna have Reva holding Leia hostage still. Obi-Wan's gonna have to go get her at the Inquisitor base.
This magic tunnel that.
Yeah. Or episode 5 might be that. Episode 4 is probably gonna be the flashback.
Tim called it the underground railroad
railroad
for Jedi.
Yeah.
Well, then they name drop here. Quinlan Voss, even though they killed him in Legend, and they're in their canon.
No, they didn't.
That was my understanding that they did.
Even in the comics, it shows a thing where he survived Order 66.
Is that right?
Oh, dude,
well, no, I mean, it was after Order 66, but
was it on the space scene? Somebody was like, "How many?" Or I think it was Tuscan Bobby's like, "How many Jedi survived Order 66?" And I think he said all of them.
Every Jedi that survived kind of diminishes the importance of it.
Yeah,
I just thought so. He's like, every single one survived.
Every single one.
We'll learn that even though Elias Sakura was there on Felucia, got gunned down in front of a bunch of clone troopers, she somehow survived too.
Yeah,
and Shaak Ti. Don't forget Shaak Ti.
Shaak Ti she died in 2 different deleted scenes. One by Grievous, and then one by Anakin, which would have been great to see.
And then she also died by Starkiller.
And then there was Force Unleashed, which she got killed in too. Yeah,
I think Grievous was. I don't know which deleted scene was better. I kind of like the Grievous scene.
I don't know. I just think
kinda
I
like-
think it shows Anakin's power as he's going around cutting down Jedi masters and everything.
Yeah. I hope we get to see more of that. I want to see Hayden kill people. I don't know why Star Wars Theory thinks, but this robot right here is Wrecker from the Bad Batch. Or
What is
something.
wrong with him? Does he like?
I don't know. Some of his theories are pretty stupid.
They're not even fit. Well, God, I don't remember.
I heard he was kind of shilling for this Obi-Wan show a little
Somebody
bit.
who said this? Somebody was like, was it EU Commando? I forget, but basically, like it's his, like he has to shill for Disney because that's his bread and butter.
Oh, it's what he's. But I mean, I don't know. I haven't followed enough of him to know. I'm not going to comment.
He speaks out heavily against stuff. That's why he's still whitelisted by Disney.
I don't know, man. He's pretty.
Well, if it's the bread, it might be talking about more for his fan base in particular.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm guessing not his fan base isn't all anti-Disney or anything.
No, they're just anti-sequel trilogy.
So everything else is fine. It's just
Yeah.
you know, the sequel trilogy. Yeah, just only that. Yeah.
For me, that's how it is too. Honestly, so far everything's been good. Besides Book of Boba Fett, it's kind of not the greatest. only 2 episodes were good. And those were.
Let me guess. It was the Mandalorian. The thing that negated season 2.
Shocking. Didn't Quinlan Voss, wasn't he in the Clone Wars too?
Yeah, and they turned him
went on
into
missions.
they turned him into a surfer bro.
Yeah. Did you ever read Dark Disciple?
No.
He falls in love with the Saw's Ventress, and they fall in love, and then
I heard about that. Yeah.
He goes and trains under Dooku, and he goes.
That was already in. That was already in the expanded universe content of him.
Why
going
the hell
under
did they
Dooku
give Kit Fisto a Jamaican accent, like a Rastafarian accent?
I don't know.
Did they? That's Phil Lamar. That's not.
No, it's literally Kit Fisto, and he has a Jamaican accent because he's got.
I don't think Phil Lamar has a Jamaican accent.
He could. He's done a lot of voice work. He's pretty talented.
Pull it up. Oh no! Here it comes.
I love this. Oh. This is my bread and butter.
Just out there snapping necks.
What? None of us was being such a thing. How dare you, Sentinel?
What do you say?
He said, "Now that's racist."
What snapping?
I think the talk about Kit Fisto and the Phil Lamar Jamaican accent.
100%. He's got a Jamaican accent. Yeah, man.
No, that's racist.
Dave Filoni saw the tentacles and thought, "Oh, dreadlocks."
100%.
I mean, maybe.
I didn't, but you know,
I feel like this right here is.
I'm not. I don't know. Maybe.
I think this could be Hayden in the suit.
He's like, who sneezed? Snap.
So I like this detail right here.
Which?
Hold on, it's gonna come up. I think I forgot where it's at.
All right.
He has to wait. So it's when Obi-Wan like winces his eyes, and then Vader senses him in the area, and he's like, "All right, this is when I start to try to draw him out." Right there, see? He's like, because Obi-Wan gave a little bit of an emotion.
Right. Why not like do what Palpatine did and like cloak yourself in the Force?
Oh shit! Because he sucks with the Force right now. I don't know.
That argument.
I don't know. I just feel like
so
these are still like
stupid.
some bad angles for some of this. I don't know. Just it might be me. Like
I think it's more.
Like, I want to like the idea of Vader being a badass and everything, but it just doesn't win me. Not like they as well of a job they did with the Jedi Fallen Order. That was like done so much better.
The show's been very cinematic. Like you don't see shots like this in any other Star Wars movies. And by cinematic I mean like nowadays cinematic, like artistically shot.
I didn't even think that's artistically shot.
I don't know how else to phrase it.
I mean, I
didn't expect, like, the biggest thing for me that was a shock was him actually snapping a kid's neck. I didn't think he would do that.
He's already killed a whole temple.
killed
of
the whole,
children.
No, I know, but this is Disney we're talking about, okay?
You
see where I'm
took
coming
out a
from, though.
room of younglings.
Yeah, I know, but that wasn't when Disney was in charge. But this is Disney we're talking about. I didn't think they would like actually have them. I mean, they don't use the sound of like a neck snapping to like get by it.
Because it's literally celery snapping.
Mm-hmm. But like they still do it. Honestly, I want more of him.
Yeah, I'd say he's doing the better job here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what's funny about this though is like he seems to be riding her on all of this, but yet he'll still let her go and do her own little investigation. You'd think if he's this paranoid about her and everything, he'd be like staying right on top to find anything else too.
Doesn't this?
I don't know.
look
Maybe
like-
it's just me.
Doesn't this scene right here look like the back of where we work?
It does. Yeah.
It does. Like a quarry's gonna look like a quarry no matter where you go.
And lightsabers look stupid, by the way.
They look the same.
They look like the lightsabers that they've
No, they
used.
don't.
The blades look a little like the blade
blades look-
effects is definitely what kind of sets it off. It almost does come off looking very much more fan filmy.
Yeah.
Because they actually used
the lightsaber in.
No, I know they do, but it just still kind of comes off as looking a little weird.
Oh, hey, so that leaked video, remember?
Yeah, it's the scene.
Yeah.
It's the scene.
Yeah.
This is literally California.
It is California. I don't
Was
know.
it you or was it somebody else that said no? That's not real.
It wasn't me. I was the one who was like, yeah, that's
I think we were talking about it.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's one with Ahsoka and like Boba Fett.
Oh,
or
it was the
some
Ahsoka
Mandalorian.
one. Yeah. Never mind.
Let me just use this as a flashlight.
That's
what they use them as now, as flashlights. That's all they're good for.
I like this line.
Where's the rage that Vader should be feeling right now?
He's had time to think about this. Like he realized.
Well, I get that, but I mean, now he's actually getting to see him face to face. I understand later Vader, like
point.
Episode 4 Vader being more calmed and everything, but even then he's ready to take him out.
He's had 10 years to think about this. He realized his mistake.
So why is this a different Vader that we're seeing now versus A New Hope? It makes no sense. He has 10 years. Like, well, it's this Vader isn't the Vader in A New Hope.
Vader. Yeah, ask me.
Not according to Chow. It's a different Vader. So why? You have 10 years. It's taking you 10 years to.
In some of the articles that we've gone over, she's stated that they're different. That it's a different kind of Vader that we're seeing here.
So far, it still seems the same to me. I don't.
You
see
can't get over your daddy issues in 10 years. Like, let's go.
I mean, some people don't, but it's okay.
So now here's the thing: they're running down the tunnel right now. Reva is entering that building right now.
The timing is impeccable.
Well, it's called when she goes when the rebel lady or whatever, when she goes back, how do they not bump into each other?
Because she goes around. She doesn't go through the tunnel.
She stayed in the tunnel though.
No, she didn't. She goes around.
There's multiple tunnels on the Underground Railroad.
No, she goes around. She figures out where it leads. Like she's just like, okay.
No, Reva or the Tala woman.
Reva, yeah, she goes around. Reva goes around. She doesn't go through the tunnel.
This is just a broken, depressed, scared.
Really?
He should literally.
But she knows exactly where it ends up. That's the funny thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you just forget
exactly
how to
where it
fight in
ends.
10 years? Do you just forget how to fight?
Like, I would have understood, like, when he first comes at him, okay, he's a little rusty at first, but this would be like riding a bike for him. He'd get right back into it.
Is there a part where Vader like has his arm above his? Because when I watched it the first time, I thought there was a part where right there, he's Vader's not supposed to be able to do that because Vader can't reach. Like he can't.
No, he had to adopt
his head. Yeah.
What fighting style did he had to adopt after he had his suit? It was God, what was it? Fractured, help me out. What he had to change his fighting style. He had to adopt because he used what form 3 and 4.
So
didn't he learn all of them when he
used form 5 originally? That was
5, and
that was his original fighting style. But he had to adopt a different one because of whole suit and stuff.
Yeah,
right there too.
He did an overhand slash.
You can't. Vader's not supposed to be able to do that. That's one thing I don't like. I think the suit looks amazing though.
I think it's just
not saying the suit looks bad.
It does.
I didn't say you
but
said
this.
it bad.
I'll say this scene and everything does look very fan film.
Hey, look, there's the
low
scene.
budget.
That was a terrible cut, by the way, right there.
It just doesn't sound like James
That
Earl
line,
Jones.
that line sounded off, yeah. Or we passed the line, by the way, where I said.
And then
okay.
is this an homage to Empire Strikes Back, where he like?
Oh, I didn't even consider that. You're
Right,
probably
yeah.
right.
It's just all these
See, look,
different like.
she goes in. She. So this is another. Not it. She hasn't
So
done the tunnel yet.
how is it
So-
that also Tala hasn't bumped in or at least come through here? Unless there's I mean, it didn't look like
It's a
there's a bunch
long
of extra
tunnel.
tunnels. Well, that's just it too.
She sees the Jedi symbol and she's like, "Oh no!"
Yes, this is part of what's gonna turn her back to the light.
It's either making her angry or it's giving her like conflicting emotions.
She's wondering if In and Out.
She's conflicted. She's conflicted.
So she looks, and where else? Like, you gotta.
Well, it doesn't. I could have sworn this ends on her walking into the tunnel.
I'm pretty sure she just looks.
Like
and
she
it
acts
cuts
like
away.
she's gonna be going down the tunnel.
Oh, speak of the devil, I'm on Walker Tarn's Twitter, and I just found that photo. I'm gonna send it to you. What and like.
Funny, it disgusted me. I had to actually explain this scene to somebody because it was like, no, he didn't just magically spark fire. He spilled some crap and then set it on fire as this lightsaber. I'm like,
Yeah.
I didn't want to do this, but if you're gonna,
You defended the scene.
Oh, I mean, if you're gonna tear something apart or anything, at least be accurate with it.
Yeah, also, so people's things are always saying like he put out the fire with the Force, but he didn't. He didn't mean to put out the fire. He meant to just push Obi-Wan out of it, and he so happened to put out the fire. So I don't think he could actually put out the bigger flame to get across. I think that's the explanation.
The creative team couldn't come up with anything better. Like what's the point of this?
they
To
could've.
bring you back to Mustafar? Like,
He
is
wants
this
him to suffer.
nostalgia?
No, he just wants him to suffer. Like he did.
Okay, well, I don't know. There's so many things I have a problem with this. And then like the droid, you can't. Oh, well, we're not there yet. But like,
See, like the fire's still going. He didn't put it all out. He didn't mean to put it all out. He just meant to push him across.
Well, I mean, he had to have known doing a force push was gonna at least,
Yeah, no, but his intention wasn't to put it out.
and then how does it reignite again? I guess
She
I know
shoots
that part.
it. She's gonna shoot it in a moment.
Not that she shoots the
Yeah.
container over there, and it
But-
makes a bigger blaze. that
But
he can't
you
put
tell
out.
me that Vader couldn't have used the Force, walked through the fire, or because of
Well,
his
his
suit being
suit-
fire retardant itself,
Yeah, his
walked
suit's
through it
indestructible.
anyways, or even stop the droid using the Force, as we were already seeing him lifting
standing
Obi-Wan
there.
up. He just stands there. I mean,
There's two
like-
reasons. He could either be wanting to fight the actual Ben, like he doesn't want to fight. No, he
he's
doesn't
not
want to
a
fight Ben.
okay.
He doesn't
This
want
is
to
the
fight Obi-Wan
comparison.
Kenobi.
This is the comparison I made. He's not a Saiyan warrior from Dragon Ball Z, where he wants the stronger fight. He wants, yes, to destroy Obi-Wan completely. He doesn't want an equal fight. He's a Sith. He doesn't care for that. If he's gonna get the chance and opportunity to kill him, he will.
Then he wants.
There's
to
no
make
honor.
him
There's,
more.
Doesn't
there's
make
no
any
honor
sense
for
when
the
he
dead.
just stood there. He just stood there and was like, "Oh well, he's leaving."
So he's not like
what am
he's
I gonna
not
do?
wanting to hang out and go like, yes, go to your second form. I can't wait to get my shit kicked in.
So then he wants to make him suffer even more, lead him to more people he can hurt. Since he saw he has allies, he can get to more people and hurt them.
Well, and that is that's a decent excuse, but that isn't what we're not given any of that unless that's gonna be mentioned in the next episode of why he let Obi-Wan go.
It might. I
But
mean,
then this is his own failure.
The Grand Inquisitor was the throwaway line this episode, which I was kind of unhappy about.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna actually be dead though.
No, the director or no, one of the directors.
She instant transmissioned over here.
Said
she's faster than Goku, man.
Well, hey, she used the episode 1 Jedi speed.
Okay, so that was the third episode of.
Obi-Wan
I'm
I like
finding
this episode more.
this. I had trouble getting through Boba Fett and a little bit of Mandalorian, but my God, I don't know. Just because of my.
Let me tell you this.
More connection to Obi-Wan. I think that's the thing. You like
That,
have it.
no, exact. That was I was actually talking about this with my brother this morning when we were out on a walk. I was like, I'm taking this a lot more harder because Obi-Wan's been a favorite of mine.
Yeah.
Vader, Anakin's been a favorite of mine. Luke's been a favorite of mine. So these, but I understand why people would especially be a heavy hit by what Boba Fett what they did to Boba Fett for
I don't
sure.
give a shyster about Boba Fett.
I can understand the pain. So this has just been so, but like, and I see why Mandalorian was easier to digest for people because it wasn't involving a lot of known characters,
Established characters.
legacy characters. Yeah, until they did bring in Luke at the season 2 finale and everything.
Ahsoka.
And Ahsoka, yeah.
I think for
but I don't
me,
count
like,
Ahsoka.
Of course you don't.
Dave Filoni.
Shoehorned character. So no, this has just been when I think what also just gets me too is when I think about what could have been used for this show, and it would have been really good.
Bye.
Yeah, he's gonna he got kicked. He kicked himself again. He probably oh no, he's still in the Discord. He left the wrong one.
What a dumb doo-doo head. I can't. Doo-doo.
Is he back? Oh no, he's still trying to reconnect.
I'm gonna leave the Discord one actually.
Yeah, I already left the Discord myself.
Don't call me a doo-doo head, doo-doo head. You're a doo-doo head.
You're a
Oh, you heard that. Hey, so the Sentinel has a question. Have they explained why there's no mention of the Inquisitors in the OT?
They're dead. They're all dead.
They're all dead. Vader just went, you know what?
Vader's just like,
I don't need you anymore.
All 18 of you are just giving me gray hair that I
I'm
don't
pretty sure
have.
they all died off before episode
I was gonna
4.
say, I think didn't they kind of get killed off in Rebels?
Yeah.
And then that's when
The
they
last
centered.
one's
That's when they centered it on Thrawn and everything, and butchered his character.
I wouldn't say.
Please don't.
Yes.
I'm just now forgot about that.
Pearl.
Space
Dude,
wheels.
Ezra's coming back. Do you guys know who might be playing Ezra?
No, I'm just confused why they don't just use the voice actors for some of these parts.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious too. That guy would be perfect. Hold on. What's his name?
Yeah,
Is the
him
guy who played Aladdin?
and the Sabine voice actors. I'm
Yeah.
like, why didn't they just use her?
I don't know. But the guy who played Aladdin in the Disney Aladdin live action, he might be playing Ezra.
So it's gonna be even more to people's jokes of Space Aladdin.
I feel like it's totally an inside joke, or not joke, but like inside.
Yeah, it's a little on the nose.
Mhm. What's his name? I don't know. his
Tongue in
name.
cheek.
But that guy, Space Aladdin, would be perfect. He
This
also
is-
looks like Ezra a lot.
Second funniest GIF I've seen today. Meme, GIF, whatever you call it, meme.
To the Twitter.
Twats.
Luke, why didn't any of your marriages work out? Use the Force.
Oh, it's good.
Why didn't Luke? Why didn't any of your marriages work out? Didn't you say you used to divorce? The pain on poor Ben's face.
Oh man.
Poor Kenobi.
Madly unfortunate.
Well, should we go around the table and just? I guess we already ripped it apart, but
Yeah, that was kind of us going through. I mean, I don't know what else.
I'll rate it. It's better than the first 3, in my opinion.
Is it better, or is it just because they brought Vader into the?
I think that's probably the best part for me is the Vader part, because I really still do like episode 1 a lot. But I think Vader and seeing Anakin and all that pushes it over the edge for me.
I think it's nostalgia as member berries. Everybody's like, they see the suit and they're like, "Oh yeah, let's go."
I don't even think it's nostalgia. I think it's just like I like how Vader was portrayed in this episode.
I didn't find it any better. It just
it's an interesting arc.
To me, at least to me, and I'm a dummy. I'm not. I don't have an artistic eye sometimes, so maybe to me, I'm just wrong. To me, like some of the shaky cam and the cinematography in that village scene alone, it just didn't inspire me of going, ooh, I'm seeing Vader again. I mean, it might just already be me with my cynicism and going, I'm just seeing this bunch of goofy shit play out, and there's no weight behind it because that's the problem with these certain timed events. That there's also like no threat or anything like that, really, especially for Obi-Wan or for Vader, because there's no stakes exactly. So it's just kind of my part of it too.
That's my issue with like prequels, not like the prequels, but prequels stories.
Yeah,
it's like what happens, which is why I like Rebels too, because like all those characters are quite different.
Apparently, Sentinel couldn't get through Rebels.
Yeah, so what was the one that-
Hitman, you might be in that boat, but who knows if we do that. And then he says, I heard about that and I've seen clips. I really wish Filoni had the balls to have Vader kill Ahsoka. Yes, it would have been nice. That would have made the show more appealing. That was either in Rebels, it would have made more sense, but they had to
Time
use
travel.
the biggest ass pull ever.
Technically, she didn't die even in that. Because at the end of that episode,
It was left ambiguous though, but you knew Filoni was gonna pull some strings. He wasn't gonna kill off his waifu.
Yeah, come on, man.
You want to know what Ahsoka would look like with a cowboy hat?
Not really.
I've never wanted to see such a thing.
It's Dave Filoni.
Oh. Okay.
Are you just browsing Twitter now at this point?
No, I'm just waiting for my turn to just give my thoughts on this dog water atrocity.
You know what's sad though? I would have taken the Grand Inquisitor right now if he was the main villain. They still did him so dirty. It's like, dude, you guys demoted your main villain for Rebels. How's anybody supposed to go and watch Rebels and expect to take him seriously if they watch this show? I mean, unless he gets like a major comeback in the last 2 episodes or last episode or something.
Reva, we riot. No. They're probably gonna give that to Vader.
My thought was that he gets revealed at the end and that he's alive. He steps up next to Vader and then kills Reva.
Yeah.
But from the leaks, it sounds like Vader's gonna do the job. So,
but there's been conflicting leaks. Like the leaks I read were like they said that episode 4 was supposed to be the fight between Obi-Wan and Vader, and then the guy
maybe it still will be. Maybe they will do the rematch of the century.
The first fight's supposed to be in episode 4.
The first.
The guy came out the same day the episode was going to drop and said, "Oh no, I got it wrong. It's episode 3." And it's like I don't really trust leaks for Kenobi anymore.
Well, most of them have been correct though.
The first 2 episodes have been correct, but the 3rd episode was dead wrong.
You can't win them all, right?
Warrior.
Well, you go. Yeah, Hitman.
What I was going to say. So, what are your main?
Well, still like part of the characterization of Kenobi. The characterization of Kenobi is still very weak. To me, even he still had a measure of hope at the end of Revenge of the Sith when he was talking with Yoda, stuff like that. So him still being so downtrodden and he still hasn't made a connection with Qui-Gon after 10 freaking years just comes off as unbelievable to me.
Here's my point. If you were acting like this to Qui-Gon, he wouldn't want to talk to you either. So, I'm serious though. I'd be done. Like, I feel like I'd cut myself off from the Force if my apprentice was, talking.
I feel like they've even to a degree. I mean, having little Leia be basically her 19-year-old self as a 10-year-old just comes off as ridiculous. She has then no character arc to go through even in the show. She's already max level, so it's not like we're gonna see her grow into that character or like show signs of being that. She already is that.
Kathleen will tell you that women are more mature than guys, and that's why.
Well, that's not even Kathleen. That's been
she's definitely.
That's been a term for a long time. That girls mature faster than boys.
Whatever.
Who said that was probably a kid.
Yeah.
But so there's that. Vader.
Not
like
terrifying.
I saw some people try to say he was just acting like a thug. No, I did see what the whole point was he was trying to draw out Obi-Wan by killing all those people. Oh, and to go back just a moment, that freaking gate scene is stupid as hell. The fact that he could wipe out all those stormtroopers and then bow down to the 3 stormtroopers that come up to him when he could have just as easily have taken all 3 of them out like he shown he could do with the blaster pistol. And the fact that they also didn't even like pat him down, check him or nothing like that. No protocol for that end of it. And then thinking he had to shoot the gate to get through it. And if they'd like not panned out, they might have saved themselves some grief, but they still did that overhead shot and shown how like he could have just walked around the electric gate if he was wanting to continue on foot. So then back to Vader. I got what they were doing with that. I just didn't like the way it was shot. I didn't see it as, I don't know, getting the right angles to give off an intimidating feel from Vader himself. The fight choreography looked badly performed, like they did it in one take, and we're like, yeah, that's fine.
Post this real quick. I'm gonna. I don't think I can share screen, but this I tagged OG Star Wars in this because we talked about this on Thursday.
Oh, I've seen this floating around.
Okay,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah. So, you know, the fight just came off very low. It looked to me low. It looked to me low budget. And I mean, I would have figured it would have been more of, yes, Vader just staying right on top of him, and it would have been a little more of a closer fight. Maybe Vader got the one up on him, but just to kind of give then, oh yeah, we're gonna have these guys fight later on. But it was just a one-sided ass-kicking contest. He just, Vader dominated the fight completely, showing that an apprentice apparently is stronger than a Jedi Master, and once former council member. Apparently now means nothing. The fire, that could have worked well. I got it. He was kind of doing his own bit of revenge, just minus the chopping of limbs. It doesn't get explained why. He just was able to just magically force grab him like that and lift him up, because I mean that's been a lot of people's thoughts of, well, why the hell didn't they just do that in all the fights? But I mean, for some of us that have gone through the expanded content and stuff, we know that Sith or Jedi, they bring up a protective force around themselves to prevent force powers being used on them. Yeah. Nothing is getting explained here. I'm basically giving them an excuse. And to add to this whole bullshit of Kenobi PTSD, he's not in tune with the Force anymore, so he can't do those same defenses anymore. So I just gave you, Daviasio, an out. Then when the loader droid slowly walks up to collect him and everything, it's still stupid. It's like, why would Vader allow this opportunity for him to get away, to get better? You'd wanted to, I guess it's just in my mind, for the way he's behaved, and just like, this isn't Luke, this isn't his son, right? This is the master that to him betrayed him, turned Padme against him. He did that himself. He took his legs out from under him, literally.
He did that himself.
And so, I was expecting a little more of a dogged fight. I guess that's on me. I shouldn't have had those expectations. But then like it is, he just lets them get away, and there's no explanation unless we get that in the next episode immediately of him. Yes, I let him get away so we could potentially gain more information. Otherwise, it's just called, you looked like a goof. You just stood there and let a slow ass loader droid come and pick him up and walk away. So, yeah, that's my thoughts.
So this argument that I've heard is like, why would Vader just not go to Bail and try to figure out where Obi-Wan is?
Well, that's been a lot of people's arguments of if Reva knew that he had this connection, why didn't she just go to Bail Organa, use her mind reading, which is stupid.
That's stupid. That's not a thing.
But why wouldn't she just go and do that to Bail, get the information she needed, and then could have gone after Obi-Wan right then and there?
It just doesn't. Yeah, I mean.
Then my point too, Bail, for the most part, he didn't really know these people. He didn't know who kidnapped his daughter or whatever. He didn't know. But he's a senator in the Empire. he's got pull. He's been playing the game. He's been looking like he's part of this. He even said so at the end of even in the movie itself, in the end of Revenge of the Sith. It's going to look like I'm going to be doing some dirty stuff. But that's just to keep myself hidden.
Right.
Because he was listening to Padme's advice. And like he said, she was much more of a shrewd politician than he is.
Right.
So to the face of anybody else, why didn't he go to the Empire, to the Senate or whatever, and be like, my daughter's been kidnapped by I don't know who. I need your help to find her and locate her.
Right.
And then that would have caused a whole other myriad of plot problems, because then it's called, and they find out an Inquisitor was behind it, and then they just would have offed her right then and there, and we would have been done with the whole show.
Right.
But no, it's just like, well, why didn't Bale exercise that kind of power, and why go to Obi-Wan? He's supposed to be keeping his distance. So it's called, why do that? And then why, anyways, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Is Daviasio still here? Did he give his thoughts?
I thought you were still wanting to give your thoughts.
No, I do. I just didn't know if Daviasio gave his thoughts yet.
I guess he stepped away for the moment.
Okay. Yeah. So, where do I even start? So, like I said in the past, man, this is not the Kenobi, # not my Kenobi. This is not the Kenobi of the book. I don't, he would not be this timid, this, I guess not willing to engage, like, in the book, like he did engage, like he did it. He was smart about it, but he engaged, he used his lightsaber. I guess there was a point in the time in the book where I think he did, like, Orin, threw him the blaster, and but he still used his lightsaber. So aside from this is, it's not the, the characterization aside from that, but yeah, I don't get, there's the conversation piece, like that's just the writing, just poorly written, man. Like some of the conversations, and then like like I said, the stormtroopers, that scene, like why use your blaster? Like if you're like, oh well, we're trying to protect his identity. It's like, well, if you'd use your lightsaber, you could have taken those guys out within seconds. Right, you could have taken him out before
he was still using the Force. He could have just mind tricked his way out of the whole.
For sure.
Look at what he does in A New Hope. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
These are not the droids you're looking for, and he has like 4 other stormtroopers surrounding him on the other side.
Right. So it's like, he's so uncivilized. You never use a blaster, but in here he's going to use blasters because he's trying to protect his identity. Like they're already onto you. They're so. That I didn't understand that. And then, like I said, he took out the 5 or 6 stormtroopers there, but cowers to 3 after they leave the gate. And again, I think this is just like, since when are there female stormtroopers? Like I'm not sexist or anything, but like I never knew there were female stormtroopers.
Yes, you are. Don't hide it.
Okay, well, fine, whatever. When was this a thing?
I think there was even in some of the Legends content, but I'm not 100%. I can't say 100% sure
because it wasn't in.
But that's certainly been it's certainly been the newer. It's been part of the new canon. I could be wrong though. Like I said,
I think it's just, and this is another like. I think it's just another, I guess, social play on their part. Like, okay, I'm going to take out all these male stormtroopers, but this female, like, I'm gonna like give up to because
I don't think that's that at all. No.
Well, I mean, and that's fine, but I just then like, what's the difference? Why are you going to take out 6 but cower to 3? Like, how does that make any sense? If anything, you should give up with the 6 and not the 3 because you're outnumbered. You got additionally 3 more, so like. That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
So why would you do that?
Explanation.
Well, I'm just saying, like that.
Why? They had.
You take out 6, but you're going to give up to 3. You can't say, well, they had they had
They
dead
had dead
rights.
rights.
Doesn't make any okay. Like it doesn't try harder. That doesn't make any sense. He could have easily disarmed them. And this whole argument, like, oh, it's 10 years, and he's been, he doesn't know how to use the Force, or he's cut himself. That makes no. That's stupid. And the books flesh that out, because if you read Last of the Jedi, like he had no issues. And that wasn't 10 years, but he had no. What was it? How many years was it? Fractured, help me. Because
sorry.
How many years after The Last of the Jedi? It wasn't 10 years.
No, that was like a year after Revenge of the Sith.
But even like Kenobi, it takes place 3 to 4 years, supposedly 3 to 4 years after.
Kenobi was
it 3?
It was like going into it, like it was like
2, 3,
3 months into his exile. It was still pretty early on, and then it might have been hitting like that year period by the end of the book. But otherwise, then like the Last of the Jedi seems to be like a year and change after his exile.
Even even Ferris was close. Like he did the same thing.
Well, Ferris Olin had been away for a long time from the Jedi, so his was a lot more longer than Obi-Wan's.
Yeah, right. So I'm just saying, like, to say like, well, the 3 of them had him dead, right? It's not. He could have easily disarmed them, so it doesn't make any sense. So that stuff, and then I guess like you should even back up the whole bit. Like I'm not a fan of the suit. I'm not a fan of like, the opening scene where they're get him out of the back. I think it's just stupid. The back to take it's just nostalgia. This is all they have to play.
Well, that was just the prep work to get. I mean, that was their level of keeping some continuity from the last episode to this episode. Because the last episode we saw him in the tank, and then we got to see him getting all suited up. But yeah, that is kind of the little key jangle there of going, oh hey, look, you're getting to see Vader put his gear on. So yay!
The fight scene is atrocious. Like it's the most low budget. I think this whole is just a low budget production.
That's been some of the word is that they've been trying to keep things inexpensive. I don't have it.
So here's the thing, though. You had the Obi-Wan and Vader reimagined fight scene on the Death Star that I sent you. I don't know if you sent it to me first, but that one I didn't send it to you, but Fracture, I sent it to Fracture the fan film of the reimagined scene between Obi-Wan and Vader on the Death Star, the fight scene.
Oh, that one. Yeah. I've seen that before.
Yeah.
I've seen it where it's intermixed with scenes from A New Hope.
Yeah.
It's cool. I just still have my problems with it. Like I get why they're faster and stuff in the prequels. In that movie, I see it more. I do prefer them doing the slower fight
for sure,
because it is supposed to be two masters of their craft, kind of weighing, and they still kind of know how each other are going to fight. So they're measuring each other. They're being a little more cautious, maybe, just so they don't mess up. But when you can see that Vader does have a bit of a slight of advantage.
I just think but it's definitely
the
quality's better is my argument.
Right.
Then this fight scene is terrible. It's not even a fight scene. Like you shouldn't even call it a fight scene because it's literally Obi-Wan
running away.
I mean, essentially, he might as well just sit in the fetal position and suck his thumb. Literally,
Ben Kenobi.
I mean, to your point, like this is so bad. Like to see how he fought and it's when you're just talking the book, like okay, well, whatever. Yeah, I am referencing the book to see the amount of like how he fought in the book, and this was, very new. He's very fresh into his exile. To see how he fought then, and then 10 years, like to make the argument like it's 10 years after, and he doesn't know how to fight. He doesn't know how to use his Force. Is dumb. The Force doesn't leave you after 10. Like you try better, get a better argument to explain or to defend.
Him shutting himself off from the Force, right? So
yeah, but you're gonna not remember how to fight. Like you're
no, that's where I was saying. I would have understood like a moment of him stumbling and needing to kind of maybe get his bearings for a moment, but then it would have been called, oh, I remember this. It'd be like riding a bike again. That's what I said. It'd be just that, and he'd get right back into it. Because look at how they've trained all their life basically. It's is
well, here's the
built
argument.
in
Like
it's muscle
well,
memory.
yeah, he's like, well, Vader's all, half, 3/4 of his body's all animatronic or not animatronic, but
All machine
metal,
now, then,
all
man.
machine and everything. Okay, well, Obi-Wan, when he fought Grievous, like he struggled with Grievous when he fought Grievous, but he wasn't like, it's just bad, man. It's just bad. And then like I feel like, when I said earlier, when he strikes the I don't know, pipe or whatever, and the smoke comes out. I think it's just key
Homage
jangling
to, paying homage to the Empire Strikes Back. Yeah.
And then this whole, the fight scene with the igniting the coals or whatever they are with the lightsaber, and that's just like, is that supposed to be a play on to Mustafar? Like, and then
it's like I said, it was him getting revenge for what was done to him on Mustafar.
Yeah. But and then the droid, like, and I heard who I heard it from, but somebody said that they thought the droid was Quillen Voss. Is that his name?
Wait, what?
That's weird.
Star Wars theory, whatever it was. I think he was saying that there's theories out there who did, like the droid. I think he referenced record, but somebody said it could have been. They thought it was Quillen Voss or something dressed up as a droid. Yep, because of how the droid moves, it's very human-like. He moves it very like human-like or whatever. But it's just
someone in a suit, and they just don't want to move like a droid.
Yeah, that's probably the more likely excuse right there.
Yeah, no, I specifically heard somebody reference Quillen Voss. But anyways, and then the whole fire going out and just letting him leave, and it's just bad, worse than I ever thought it was gonna be. If you're gonna hype this show up, and you're like, we're gonna get 2 more duels, then you expect to get a better fight than what we saw in Mustafar, right?
I mean, that'd be kind of an expectation, right? I mean, especially like you say, it's the duel of the century, right?
Listen, I'm gonna
rematch of the century.
I'm gonna say this right now. I've seen better fights in nursing homes over the last brownie than this dog water fight.
You have been in some interesting nursing homes, sir.
You and your analogies, I swear.
I know they're great sometimes.
Just saying, man. It's like sometimes. This is the last piece of flan on the cafeteria table, and I you get better fights in the bingo hall. Like it's.
Hey, bingo's a very serious game, sir.
But I'm saying, have you seen a fight in the bingo hall?
I haven't hung around enough bingo halls to find out. There might be. You never know.
Listen, you're doing your Saturday nights wrong then.
I guess so. I'm here spending it with you guys.
Yeah. But so I don't know. That's just my rant on it. I just think that if their goal is to retcon the original trilogy, they're on the fast track to do it.
Well, that's been my concern, is that they're going to eventually just redo the original 3. But I mean, who knows? Maybe they actually won't. Maybe they will. We don't know.
So
yeah. Daviasio, you want to give your input for the episode?
I liked it a lot.
Yeah? What was some of the standout bits for you? Mostly
Vader. Obviously.
All Vader, all the time.
All Vader, all the time, It was nice to see Hayden back. The drop of Quinlan Voss was pretty cool, too.
Anything you disliked?
Fight scene.
It's like minor nitpicks. Like the fight was like, especially the over the shoulder swing downs were not
what he should be doing.
Nope, not at all.
Would you say it was a problem that he stayed one-handed too much, or was that probably appropriate for how he was?
He's pretty one-handed in most things he does, unless he has to
You see, from what I've understood, it's been when he's not taking a fight too seriously with a certain opponent, and then he gets serious when he does the dual grip. Like, that's when he knows, okay, I gotta actually take this seriously.
Mm-hmm. Like, right away, he knew that Obi-Wan was not gonna be the same as he was. Right when he saw Obi-Wan run away from the fight.
Right.
So he's like, okay, well, obviously, I don't need to take this seriously. We'll see. Overall, good episode though. If Vader wasn't in it, if it was like a filler episode, like if we just had Obi-Wan.
What do you
the
want to bet?
Inquisitors,
What do you want to
and,
bet the next episode is gonna be a filler episode?
I'm pretty sure the next episode is going to be flashback episode because he's going into Bacta, and we all know what Bacta means in the Star Wars universe now.
God damn it. Freaking Boba Fett.
Back to bed.
Back to back flash.
Yep. God dang it.
So,
I mean,
I'm pretty sure it's going to be a flashback episode.
So what do you think is
episode going to be? Flashback.
What do you think will be the rejuvenating factor for Obi-Wan? What do you think will get him back into this fight?
Like,
because he has to make a comeback, right?
He's gonna have some kind of chat with Qui-Gon, or he's gonna
You think it's gonna be Qui-Gon that's gonna bring him back, or do you think it might be
either
somebody
Qui-Gon
else?
or something in his past is gonna he's gonna notice a flaw in Anakin or something, or remember something about Anakin, like, oh, I can exploit this or whatever, and then he'll do that. It's not very analytical if you ask me, but yeah.
I'm just kind of throwing it out there. I'm really just kind of considering how down in the dumps they've gotten him, and then it's just like, okay, so what will be that? Will it be Qui-Gon? Will it be another Jedi or something that gets introduced suddenly to that?
I don't think it was Quinlan Voss, if I'm being honest, too. Although there was a guy who's
I thought for a moment maybe, but I've been hearing buzz about maybe Cal Kestis out there.
I doubt that either. I think they said they want to, not they didn't say, but I think they want to get his story fleshed out in the games and before bringing him into anything else. Because he still has, they're doing a trilogy of that game, so.
Oh, is that the plan?
One more story to go after this. That's what I heard.
Well, and I thought they were possibly going to be intersecting with Mandalorian.
They could.
So are we going to see a young Din Djarin here, or?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I could have sworn we went over an article where they were talking about these two crossing paths or something like that.
It'd be weird. I don't think it would be.
That was kind of that was like it's really bizarre considering how young he would be and everything.
Yeah, he'd be 17 or something, right? Or 20.
Maybe, yeah. I mean that's still fighting age, so
yeah. That's Anakin.
He'd be in his ghetto armor again.
Yeah.
Or maybe even more cheaper looking than
than
that. He still hasn't earned his stripes.
I don't know if anything's going to shake him out of it because he's already seen one Jedi. He's told him
throw away your saber and he gets killed. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Here's the question: why not bury his lightsaber in his cave?
Why not keep it close by to him at all times?
I mean, he lives in a cave. Why not?
Maybe that's where he buried it, is close to his house up on the mountain. Because it's in the comics, so they have to get to that eventually. Unless, I mean, they've thrown away comic.
Who wants to bet? So do you think, are they going to bring Quinlan Voss back or no?
There's the actor who got casted that no one knows who he's playing, so it could be. And he looks like he's same color of.
Maybe they'll bring back Kit Fisto. Maybe he never died. Maybe Palpatine never killed him.
That would be a hell of a.
Listen, they're undermining everything else, so you
just
you
bring
can make
this
the
one back.
argument.
What are you doing?
So Palpatine really did know how to mess with midichlorians to keep people alive, and he decided to keep Kit Fisto alive
It's because that
experiment on him.
Yep, 100%.
It's that damn smile.
How much you want to bet we're going to see the Kit Fisto's going to come back? He's like, yeah, I'm back.
I don't think he sounded like that.
He did. You need to pull it up.
All right, I'll do it real quick. Hold on.
100%.
You're talking about the Clone Wars version, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Clone Wars. Kit Fisto versus Grievous? Yeah, we'll watch that one. Why not? Where is it? What am I doing? I can't find it. I got too many tabs open.
Man, these aren't.
Chrome tab. Where is it? Boom.
I mean, they wanted to bring Mace Windu back. What if he comes back in the Kenobi series?
Y'all see it? Y'all see it? All right, cool, fine. Doesn't matter. Where is it? Can I just hear him speak once, please? Is he not going to talk?
No.
We should watch this clip before. Alright, hold on. Give me. There we go.
Yeah, I found that one too. You got to go into about like 5 seconds in.
Sound all the alarms and prepare the sub-zero conduits.
He sounds more like.
Yeah, he kind of he
Like-
doesn't have a Jamaican accent. He
It's not
does have an
Jamaican, it's more like
accent. I just don't know what
I
I'd
think
place it
I
as.
think they said
Africa.
Rastafarian is what they said.
Just do it.
Hello, Mr. Fisto.
Oh, look, it's Dave Filoni.
We're ready to.
Oh God.
We'll take care of that. You rest now, Ahsoka.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Go rest now, Ahsoka.
Nope, does not sound like that.
Clean your ears.
Clean yours. Clearly your AirPods don't work.
Bro, it's messed up. Yeah, so we agree they're gonna bring Mace Windu back in the next
Yeah,
season,
completely.
next episode.
Who else is going to be the big cameo at the end of the show?
Literally, they're gonna have. There's 4 Jedi that are gonna show up in the next episode, and they're gonna be the ones that Palpatine literally slaughtered in the first 2 seconds of meeting with Windu in his chambers.
Please no.
Dude,
yes.
What would you do? Like literally,
You just want them to bring more pain upon me. Don't
no,
you,
like what, like literally, what would you do though if they did? If you saw that, if you saw Windu Kit Fisto.
I'm done. I'm quitting. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm tapped out. The show's already gotten me on my last nerve.
Dude,
Done.
I mean, listen, there were talks that Windu wanted to come. Samuel L.
I
Jackson
know.
wanted to come back.
That we went over. We spent a whole.
We did.
Spent
I
a good
know.
chunk of time on that.
I think if anything was to shake Obi-Wan out of it, it would be one of his masters.
I would take more. It would be more Qui-Gon than Mace Windu to shake him out of it, or I mean, even like they did with like they did with Rebels and having Yoda speak to Ezra. They would do something more like that. Do the whole astral talking thing, astral projection that killed Luke. Apparently, they just have Yoda do that and maybe smack him out of it like he did in Revenge of the Sith. But
Listen, back to cures everything. Maybe Windu's been in the back to tank.
No, just no.
Just saying. Listen, all the possibilities are open when it comes to Disney.
Right, and yeah, nothing's beyond them, right? Well,
Who do you
go
think, Daviasio? Who do you think? You think they're going to bring Quinlan back?
Absolutely. No, probably not. I doubt they will.
So you think they'll bring back Windu? Okay.
Yeah, 100% Windu. Windu? You mean window?
Window out the window. Windu?
You mean not out the window? Because he didn't die?
I can't. I'm done.
I'm done. I can't do it anymore.
I can't take Snow's Wars.
Oh, it's just ridiculousness. All right.
Well, I think we've
hit 234.
We've had our fun.
Exhausted.
Calling it.
Go around.
Gotta go.
I've been
drink
trying to
up.
make sure for everything, dropping links in the chat for Daviaso's YouTube channel.
Yeah, Daviasio, get the plug in.
Yeah, I don't post much anymore. Don't got the stuff I need to post with.
Sentinel, agreed. It's much more likely they'll bring back Windu before bringing back not Quinlan Voss. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, you think I'm crazy, but like, you know, they've shown that they have no problem breaking continuity.
Yep.
And being force lightninged and cooked out the window.
Continuity.
Being pushed out the window. Yeah. Anyways.
I want to say thank you to the Sentinel for being in the chat.
Dude, so
it was great having you in here. Thank you very much for you contributed a great deal. Thank you. And I've got all of our links and stuff in the description. So if anybody else listening out there wants to check us out on any of those social media platforms, and also the replays on Odyssey, Rumble, BitChute,
all the above.
Keep an eye on the Twitch and stuff. I'm trying to get back to getting the Jedi Outcast.
You need to do it.
I do, and I'm editing my most recent playthrough again, so I'm gonna have that up soon.
I got to get back on it because I just beat Jedi Academy.
And with that, I'm gonna play out one last thing, and we'll be done for the night. So adios, everybody.
Adios.
If you ask me, the leadership needs to change at Lucasfilm because they didn't really treat the characters with reverence and respect like Kathleen promised George in that video you can go look up on YouTube where she said, I promise to take care of the characters and treat them with the respect they deserve.
And there's a lot of stories that are sitting in there.
The main thing is to protect these characters, make sure that they still continue to live in the way that you created them.
You mentioned Jonathan Kasdan, one of the screenwriters earlier. He recently said that Lando is pansexual.
You know, it's not Luke's story anymore.
I'm going to break in here and make sure that everybody out there realizes he is so significantly important to this next film. You have no idea. The main thing is to protect these characters, make sure that they still continue to live in the way that you created them.
Capenza. Yes. Yes. Would you? Who I am? I am Boba Fett. Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
The main thing is to protect these characters, make sure that they still continue to live in the way that you created them.
Didn't really happen, and people are